Melting. Well, yeah, I hit the buttons. You guys didn't hear D's secret chili recipe, did you? Because that was supposed to go to the grave with him. Yeah, welcome to, it says we're live. Welcome to Real Deal Xbox Podcast, guys. Shout out to everybody showed up supporting what we do, and why I don't personally consider any of us to be the voice of Xbox fans in general. We are a voice, and some of you agree with us, some of you don't agree with us. We just thank you for joining us and doing what you do. If you hit the like button, share it out. While we get into some introductions and some shout outs as well, some really, really good topics today. Cody, what have you been? Ooh, we've also got the Grounded Gamer. Brother, how you been? Oh, you know what it is, man? I think it's that logo. That logo just reminds me of the Grounded Gamer, so it comes up. Early Gaming, how you been? Oh, my God. Okay. You know what, chat? Chat, if you keep doing this to me, over and over. Now, I fixed this before in record time, right? I was on fire, too. Man. Okay, I fixed this in record time before, and I'm going to do it again, thanks to the power of Asa from GamingDaily.com. We're also going to go, so they can't hear anybody? Okay, they can hear me. That's all that matters. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit apply here. Boom. Yeah, let me, you know what? What the hell's going on here? The microphone for the chat is gone. Let me make sure that's... Hey, yeah, see, OBS is phenomenal. Who was I just talking to about fucking OBS? Hey, hang on. And I was like, it's always been so loyal to me. And trash. Yep, definitely. Let me do this then. How about these? Let me, I can find this. Here it is, right here. Boom. I want, man, I don't know why I did that. That was weird. Yeah, we're only 2 minutes in. Not a big deal. Let's see now. Microphone check. Hey, chat, I want one of you to right now tell me a story about Winnie the Pooh as I stall a little bit longer. Okay, here, I think I got it, maybe, but probably not, so, yes. Let me do this here. Just hit all of them. Desktop, auxiliary audio, that stuff's working. Default.
Chill.
You want us to leave? You want us to leave Discord and come back in?
It's working now.
Okay.
You can hear us? They can hear us? Yeah?
They can.
Awesome.
Okay, Chad, I'm sorry. That time, OBS tried to bamboozle me. You hear?
They're saying that the panel's low. Are we still low? This is about the volume we always talk about.
Hang on. Let me, because every time it does this, it resets my stupid settings.
Right. Yeah, I'm giving you the feedback in real time. We're getting it all figured out. We're just 3 minutes in.
All right.
Ooh, they're typing fast.
Chat, how's it going now, huh?
It's working.
You like that little green thing? All right, so you're ready. Everyone's ready. T-Badge, stop laughing at that. Everyone's ready. Correct?
Ready.
Chad,
ready.
Is it loud enough to your liking?
Can you hear me?
They can. Cold Eastwood, tell everybody why you had to mess this show up. I'm trying to recover. Tell everybody where they can not find you in another week, another RDX.
Yeah, another week of RDX, and I tripped over dealer's microphone cable. I apologize. But yeah, I'm excited to be here, guys. So
awesome.
We're back.
And again, chat, as I said before, thanks to everyone that makes us what we are. Hit the like button, share it out as we finally get started. D-Batch, how you been?
I'm good, man. Like I saw you guys before, just sweating away here. But we got some great topics today, so let's get into it, man.
Hell yeah. We've also got the Grounded Gamer.
Hey, don't call me the grounded gamer again.
No, that time was on purpose. Fonz Early Gaming, how you been?
Yeah, Fonzarelli Gaming. That's right. Yeah, and speaking of Fonzarelli Gaming, my YouTube channel is almost at 5K subs.
Woo.
Almost. So I need like 15, I think, people. So
Oh, come
sub me,
on,
15
guys.
people.
Hit the button.
Anyway, yeah, it's great to be here.
16, you fucking bitch. I unsubscribed. No, I'm just joking.
Calm down, sorry.
Yeah, I unsubscribed to you a long time ago. You're late.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, yeah, it's great to be here. It's RDX day. Let's get it.
Well, I thought it said Ashley Simpson became a channel member. I was like, bitch, where you been? It's Anthony Simpson. Thank you so much. Also, we've got Zach87. Brother, how you been?
Good. I don't have baby carrots this week because I ran out. I went downstairs and I'm sad now. But I'm doing good. A lot of topics to talk about, actually. A lot of E3 rumors and everything going on. Insiders spilling stuff. It's kind of insane, actually. So looking forward to it.
Okay.
You're still eating something, man.
I'm eating popcorn now. It's either baby
geez.
carrots or popcorn.
Your choice, boy. And Tim Dog is not here this week. So he said he had an emergency vasectomy or something. He had to run in there and get that. I don't know what it is with this show. But I got some shout outs real quick to the patron shout out here. We've got a lot of really good topics coming. And again, the panel, awesome. But patron shout out, Tony Art. We've got Ricky Falan, Jimmy, Johnny No Life, Destiny 2 News, Max Power Play, Faultline Z, Fierce Flood. I hope they're fierce in Halo Infinite. Fierce Fuzz, MegalifeCBD.com, Not Silik, Alex Emery, Elk Dude YouTube, Bad Boy Live, Achievement, Nano Polymath Zordon, Costanza Wayne, Scout Trooper 74, KY Bob, Wakanda XNT, Goose 8402, Strawhead Khalifa. Of course, we've got the awesome Assassin Lupa, as well as Foreign Object Gab Quiztail, John Blue, Beckboss Deviator X, Michael Bowen, Tasteless Genie, Guillermo Cavillo, as well as All Mike, Gaz, Dark CMF, Alfonso Hogan. I'm pretty sure I read some of that twice. I had to, because that list got a lot longer this week. That was weird. Anyway, there's some information, some rumblings / official confirmation from, and this is a long time coming, Colt Eastwood, Private Division, saying, hey, we're not publishing Outer Worlds. Please tell me you guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure.
Chat looks like everything's working. Yeah.
All right, because everyone was there quiet. But yeah, Private Division are basically saying, yeah,
They've been fired.
Leave it to Xbox. Here's their official statement. It said, moving forward, Microsoft and Obsidian will be publishing all future iterations of the franchise for Outer Worlds, and we are absolutely thrilled to see where they take this. So, as we talked about before Outer Worlds 1 released, Microsoft are bringing those sequel rights to themselves, as we knew they paid for a long time ago. Matt Booty
You
confirmed
called this.
No, I mean, shit. It's common sense. No one person called it. I feel like we all, and the chat included, felt like this is common sense. Microsoft going to use these big.
I mean,
games
you
to-
said this
to draw
in like,
people in.
yeah, you said this like mid 2019 on the show, like in your videos. I remember you saying, Outer Worlds 2 will be exclusive.
I said it in 2013.
I said it
yep.
when I was 6.
You were Grounded Gamer back then, though.
Different person.
Old.
Chat, let us know your thoughts on this as Private Division do confirm Microsoft to have all future rights on all that. And Matt Booty showed it in a video, one of my last videos, actually, Matt Booty talking about how the sequels will be exclusive. I mean, this is kind of a no-brainer here, Zalker, as they decide to get sequel rights to do as they wish and put on to what they will.
Yeah, I mean wasn't that the whole point? Like when they bought the studios, like Wasteland, they're like, yeah, it's gonna go on all devices and even PlayStation or whatever. All these games that they have contract obligations on, even like Deathloop and Ghostwire. Hey, they're gonna be PlayStation exclusives. They're just not meddling with anything. They're not trying to take over any game. They're like, but after these games are done, we're not gonna be having any other third-party publishers come in and be like, well, let us get a game from. And no, it's just gonna be Xbox. Xbox is the publisher. That's what's going to happen from now on. Matt Booty talked about this. Phil Spencer talked about this. They've talked about it multiple times, including Aaron Greenberg, that once these contracts are up, it's going to be Xbox only from now on, and that's just what's going to happen, or Game Pass only, should I say?
And that's weird. That's it's kind of like what's going on with Bethesda right now, huh?
Yep. It is exactly what's going on with Bethesda, and everybody's indicating, including Jason Schreier, Jeff Grubb, or whoever, all these insiders saying that this summer, they're going to try to hone in on basically saying like Bethesda and Xbox are one and the same, right? Like they're going to be there together. Exactly, right? Like, who the hell thought that, right? Oh, a year ago when they announced the partnership or the acquisition, people were like, "Oh, it's gonna come to Sony, or
Yep.
these games have to," and it's like, "No, bro,
I
you're
like
not
that effect,
understanding
though,
what's
Zucker.
happening."
Like as time draws
Yeah.
closer. There's no
Yeah,
Lockhart.
it's-
There's no Lockhart. There's no. Of course, there's a Lockhart. You know, the same guy.
dumb
like,
bitch.
I thought
I
this
just-
the whole time.
I know there's receipts out there from like big media people or whoever that were like, I guarantee these are coming, like Elder Scrolls or Starfield are coming to PlayStation and other platforms, and people are just like side eyeing them, like, we'll see, man, relax. like but like this just is another indication that Obsidian Entertainment is an Xbox exclusive studio now, and Avowed and all these games coming out, including Outer Worlds 2, is going to be exclusive.
Oh
So,
shit.
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like just remember, we have guys that when we said this a couple years ago, they had no clue who the show was or that we existed. I know that you guys on the panel have talked about this over and over, as I have, but you've got to smack yourselves in the face because this is finally getting confirmed, and it's kind of a cool day of vindication in a way for a lot of people out there, ourselves included.
Yeah,
Yep.
and wasn't there a lot of people that were saying like, well, these guys aren't going to make exclusives for quite some time for Xbox, and it's like, you don't really understand how quick a turnaround can be. Like, they release this game, they're putting people on Xbox, and now they only have to concentrate on PC and Xbox development.
Mhm.
Like, that expedites some development because they were doing it on PlayStation, they were doing it on way more devices, and now they cut like a whole PlayStation out, and they're just making it for Xbox and PC, and that's it.
Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
Fonz really like that. I mean, I want D's take, and then because I think you just started talking, and know Fonz's take. Colt, I don't think you have too much to say on it, but of course you can chime in.
Yeah, when this first broke, like when we first heard of this acquisition, I was under the impression that a few games would show up, but excuse me, that looks not to be the case, man. Like everything seems to be locked down. I think if anything trickles over to another platform, it'll be like maybe some like best of titles that they released before. Maybe, I don't know, but it looks
but
going
with,
for
Obsidian though, with the Outer Worlds, that specifically is what Private Division is confirming, and you never said that you thought that the sequel to Outer Worlds would go to PlayStation.
No. I was talking more about Bethesda, but with Obsidian, no. Well, that we kind of saw that coming anyways, right? So I think this is great for Xbox. It's showing that they do care about their fan base. They do care about having some stuff that is just on their platform, which gives you a reason to invest. And going forward, PC and Xbox for the win. Like I was worried about how are they gonna get back some of the money because the Xbox platform is one platform, but now it's pretty much confirmed across the board that it's going to be Xbox and PC for Obsidian and of course Bethesda. And I don't know, man. The sky's the limit. We just need these games to come out now, and I think when these games come out, you're going to see the power of having them on the platform. These guys are upset not because they don't want these games, they don't like these games, because they want them on their platform. That's why they're upset, and I don't understand. It's kind of hypocrisy, to be honest with you, because when Sony has exclusives on their platforms, that's all they talk about. Oh, we got the exclusives. And when Microsoft does it, it's like the cardinal sin. It's just stupid, but overall this is great for Xbox.
It's like
and
that
fans going
DualShockers
forward.
video where they were saying, well, naturally, all these story games will come to other platforms because it's not good to be exclusive after a certain time. But it's like at the same time, I never said that about God of War or anything else.
Yeah, no.
So Fonz and Cole, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I think they said it all really. For me, it look, I love the first game. Looking forward to the next, and yeah, I mean, this is just a good thing all around for Xbox and gamers. Yeah, I think it's a great thing. Get it away from Take-Two's. Who was it again that held the publishing rights?
It was Private Division.
Yeah, Private Division. Yeah.
Go ahead, Cole. Round us out.
Yeah, I think Outer Worlds 2 is quite a few years off. Like, we're excited to see Avowed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they're going to work on that over the next year or 2.5 years at the most. And then that game's going to come out, and we're going to play the heck out of that game. If it's anything like I would expect, more robust than Outer Worlds, than kind of like Skyrim. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, what did you think? Like, when they acquire a studio, that those games belong to that platform.
Yes, they thought that.
Hey, while I have the mic, I was looking over the topic list. I don't know if you want to shoehorn this in, but a lot of people in the chat are talking about this whole atrocious debacle of Xbox DRM that is like a big crying and snot and sniveling controversy right now.
Explain to for people that don't know what you're talking about, how does this differ from you needed a patch from ever since 2013 to play your Xbox? Some people are saying you can't play your Xbox offline now. I just did it a few days ago. So what's happening? Is this real something new? Or I remember talking about stuff like this years ago. Why is everyone else just now talking about this?
And I hope that Zocker knows more than me. I assume he does. Zocker keeps on this stuff
I know
really well.
A little bit as well, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go a little organic on this. But yeah, I guess it's a problem on Xbox One and Xbox 360, but mostly 360 games. And interrupt me if I get something wrong, but if you play a back compat game on your Xbox One, and I think this it's not a problem with the Series console. If you put in a disc on an unplugged Xbox by the internet, obviously, that it will ask to download the patch because that's how back compat works. It can't just play the disc natively on the console. It has to download the patch. And if you're not connected online, you cannot play that game.
Disc is the key, you know?
So there's like this smart delivery and back compat game preservation and DRM thing that this YouTuber somebody said it MVG made a big hairy deal about it. It is a deal.
I don't know if he made it a big deal. I was told he didn't do it like maliciously, but I'm just wondering why everyone's just now learning.
Well, there's like
because it's basically like it's like it's the same. Like this is something we've talked about multiple times. Like it basically means that you won't be able to play your Xbox games when or if Microsoft decides to take its servers offline. That's literally all it means.
Well,
like,
no,
it doesn't.
Let me explain this real quick. They're saying that with certain games you need a patch, right? It's not that you need a patch. When you install a 360 game, right? It uses the game disc as a key and just downloads the version of that title off the store. Nothing is transferred from disc to console, just a key to unlock your digital version of that game, which you download it for free. That's what's happening when you put the disc in.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When you put a disc in, say you're not connected online whatsoever, you go out and you buy an older game, even if it's let's say in this case, the Hitman game that he's referring to.
Yeah.
You put that disc in your Series X, you can't play it?
Yeah, I'm guessing that maybe there's several factors.
Because they're saying certain games you can't play it based off the disc. In that case, I would say that that's pretty bad. And that
it makes sense that you couldn't play it if it didn't actually read the discs to play the game.
The native disc is not compatible. It has to download the
game in the background using the disc as something to find that game.
I hear that, but then this whole game preservation really isn't game preservation if you're needing online service for this for your games to work, for a physical disc to work.
You just need the disc in the box and the bits and the fact that you can connect it to download the title. You shouldn't need online at all as long as your box is set to My Home Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can just put the physical disc in, no internet at all, and run with it.
After you've put the disc in, download the bits. Then your box is at the My Home Xbox. As long as that disc is in the tray, you should be able to access the back compat title.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, so if the Xbox Series X isn't necessarily compatible with those older titles, the physical disc itself, that's, again, I would argue that that's not really game preservation, because a lot of people would say that you should be able to play these old physical discs.
It is game preservation. It just, you need the internet. You need to get that file from the server, or else it's let me put it this way.
Okay, but what happens when that server is gone? Like,
hold on, Vaughn.
No longer
you have to just download the game one time. That's it. That's all you should need.
If you don't connect it to the internet, it's just like a PlayStation. Let me put it that way. If you can't connect to the internet at some point and grab the updated file that didn't exist before 2015, if you put in what would be a back compat game, let's say you put in Fight Night Champions, and you want to play it. You can't. You might as well try to put it into PlayStation, because PlayStation won't allow back compat on PS3 era, 360 era games. There is game preservation as long as you can get to the internet at some point to grab that game.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Totally understand that.
The game preservation is there. The problem is it didn't exist until 2015.
Yeah, and it exists solely on the internet. You need the
No,
internet.
That's what I'm trying to say. is you
download
don't
the first
need,
patch.
Yeah, to download
You
the
do.
game, you need the internet. Yes.
So here's
Yeah.
the
But
problem.
that's it.
Like
That's the only time.
I talked to somebody yesterday that said, I'm a trucker. I take my console with me on the go and I don't plug it in the internet. And that makes me mad if I want to put a game disc in and I can't play it. And so I'm thinking this person is in a very specific situation where they're not able to play and connect to the internet like most people.
Rightfully so.
So
Yeah.
and rightfully they should be able to play. But so what that person is going to have to do is when they get to a place, they're going to have to go ahead. They're going to have to think forward and say, I need to install these 5 disc-based games. So when I'm out for the week or 2 weeks and I'm out of town, I can have some games to play.
Meet me in the
They can't
suburbs
just,
like
like,
my
I
bowl
guess
cut.
the biggest thing I'm putting out here, and just hear me out, guys, please. The biggest thing I'm saying is, though, that let's say in the future, you want to buy a game, say the Hitman servers for some reason, they no longer exist. You buy that physical game and you put it in your Series X or whatever is out in the future.
That
and it
doesn't
just doesn't
happen.
work because it keeps
That doesn't
asking
happen.
you to download.
No,
it.
back compat games are in a server that Microsoft will keep, that Xbox will keep preserved for as long as they are a brand called Xbox. So the back compat stuff will always be there. You don't go back, you don't put in a disc like Fight Night Champions and they're like, oh, that server doesn't exist anymore, so the game doesn't work. Fight Night Champion will be forever preserved in the Xbox ecosystem because they took the time to make it playable. You just have to connect to the
again,
internet.
provided you have the internet. Yeah.
Well, one
The
time.
only thing that matters is like what Fonz is saying is the internet. You need to ping it. Like just like if you have
You
a
don't need to ping it,
PS4.
though. You never need to
But
ping it
what I'm
as long
saying,
as it's home
you
Xbox.
don't you need to ping Blu-rays.
You got to
need to ping-
download the game once, just like any.
I know, and that's
digital game.
I know, and that's okay. That's download or ping. That's what I mean. Like pinging it is
Okay.
just like a tech term. That's what I mean.
So
like
because they
getting
didn't
you're getting the license.
360 PowerPC IBM hardware in the damn Series X and the Xbox One. They had to emulate it. So it's not such a crime to stick a disc in as a key. I own this game. Download it. Do your hard drive.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
emulate it. That's
yeah. I'm not saying it's a
digital
crime.
that's to me-
I'm
that's to
not
me-
out here
that's to me
crying or
pinging.
saying it's a crime, but it is an issue for some people.
I want to see
And-
damn
and-
controller preservation on the PS5.
And I
but
think,
my
and I think
DualShocks
for those
don't work.
people that want their physical games and they want to preserve those games and don't want anything to do with the internet, then yeah,
So
I get
then
it.
where
I
the hell are they
understand.
buying a
Well,
console
then how
that
the
didn't
fuck are
even
they?
natively support it?
Like how? Like that is to me that I just
So
think
you're-
that's a mute point.
you're
Like how
saying
the hell do
people
you
that
know
play
about the
offline-
game? Where'd you learn about it on the sidewalk? You learned about it on the
So
fucking
are you-
internet.
Are you saying that you should Don
Like-
Matrick these people and tell them you got a console for them?
Yeah.
What do you
just
mean?
download
No,
it like any
wait,
other
wait,
console.
wait,
Download
wait,
it like any other game. You know?
It's not even a console. We have a
But
we have
anyway,
the 21st
I know we're
century for
just
them.
kidding here. We're gonna get funny here, but still, like, it is funny. I think if anybody's seriously crying about this, hey, I would have to know the specific scenario. Is their console their home Xbox, and what exactly is happening outside of what's already happened with every single digital game you ever bought in the system? They don't have the native hardware and that'll read that disc and play that disc. It's just not how it works. It hasn't
Yeah,
worked. That
I'm not
way
in that
almost 10 years.
situation. I'm not in that situation,
Most-
but I
most
do
everybody
understand what some people are talking about here.
Like,
And-
even
Like,
for-
download the
even-
game
even for
first,
the-
and then you'll be fine. You'll never deal with it
Even-
ever again. That's it.
Even for the worst case scenario, you got someone that has like a cell phone. You can just hotspot your cell phone and download what you need to download that one time, and then that's it. It's over with. So it's kind of I understand how the 0.0001% might be annoyed, but it's really a non-issue.
Hey,
Well, it is a non-issue
hang
because
on,
there's
hang
so
on.
many
Let me read
games.
some of these. Let me show you some of these because the chat's got a lot to say about this. So Paul said, "Would it still work if you hooked it up to your phone, like D just actually mentioned?" And
Yeah, hotspot it.
yeah, you can. All you got to do is download that 5 gig Fight Night Champion file if you want it, if you got unlimited data, and make sure your box is set to your home Xbox. That's the point of it. And then you can play anything as long as that disc is in there as a key. That's why I bought Fight Night digitally. I don't have to worry about the disc. It's just like every other game. Don't need the internet. Boom, play, go. But yeah, Paul, you can do that if you want to. Dan Lanza says, it is 2021. Have some internet. He's giving everybody free internet after the show.
If it is down to just downloading the game or the patch, I will say this much: I find it silly if any PC gamer complains about this because they literally download every game they have to play.
Exactly, right? This is just like when you downloaded Doom Eternal. You as long as you're hooked up to the
Wait,
internet.
what does this have to do
if
with
your
PC?
downloading
Well,
games.
you gotta
He's saying
download
that
the
PC
games
gamers
on
are
Steam,
complaining,
right? just to play. You can't buy a
No,
physical.
you could buy a physical PC. I have physical PC games. You can buy
ain't that
physical
many
PC
left.
games.
Come on.
But I don't know. But I
Do they
haven't
even
bought them. I haven't bought them in the last 15 years.
Exactly,
But the
so-
point is, like if people, the thing people are worried about is that they're worried about like a specific game getting closed. The only games that get closed
I
down,
I get that.
the only
That's
games
up
that
to
get
the
closed
publisher.
down are like MMO games, right? Like Star Wars Galaxies, a game I played,
or
like
online,
stuff like that. Yeah, it's
multiplayer
only
servers shut
online.
down. Yeah.
And they shut it down, it's gone. Even if you own it, it's gone. You can't play it.
It's
Like,
down to
'cause
the internet
it-
understanding the scenario, which I explained.
Yeah, these games that are on like these games that are like whatever like single player games, you're gonna be able to play them. Now there is gonna be issues where if you haven't connected. Like I remember my PS3, I didn't connect it to the internet for like like 7 years, and I put in a Blu-ray or my mom did. She wanted to watch something, and it's like can't play this. Connect to PlayStation Network because
Nice
needed.
nice
No,
try,
you need
Metacritic.
updates and
Okay,
stuff,
so let me
Wait, hold
just
on,
put up.
hold on. Nice try, Metacritic. He says I'm damage controlling. DRM is back compat. DRM back compat. Like, did you even listen to what we were saying? Like, it didn't exist before 2015. Like, it has to come from the internet unless you can figure out.
Hang on, this is so stupid because again, you got to understand that PS5 when you download digital games is the same shit. If you don't have it set to your home console,
and
I don't understand what the
why
problem
is he. Why is this even an argument? Even with this DRM problem, where you have to like connect to when you bring an Xbox console home, you have to connect it initially to get the update. Even with all of that, the Xbox as an ecosystem is still miles ahead in better game preservation over the PlayStation.
Billions of miles.
Easily far ahead. So like Phase 23 and Metacritic complaining that Xbox is doing something that isn't perfect. Xbox is so close compared to what PlayStation is doing. PlayStation
they didn't
basically
even ask
told
for
you
back compat from PlayStation. They better not be fucking saying
they
shit.
they asked if they could pay for it every month through PlayStation Now on a freaking Gaikai server.
Okay.
Like just pay attention. Like take a
but-
breath.
The guy
Look in the
like
big
the first
picture.
Oh,
computer ever at a Twinkie factory.
I get the extreme end of it. With their these some of these people that are into just buying these physical games and wanting to preserve these older games. I understand. Like the extreme scenario would be that Xbox would just shut down and cease to exist in the future. And they couldn't play.
You know
these
what they're
games.
complaining about? They're complaining about the fact that Microsoft brought forward a feature and enhanced, made better than ever a feature that didn't exist before in the history of console gaming. They're mad because they have to fucking download the digital version of the game, use the game as a key. They're mad because they can't just put the disc in and click one button. That's why they're mad. It's a negative in a sea of positive things and pro-consumer things. So when it comes down to it, they're complaining because they can't just start up the game instantly the first time. After that, it's perfect. Home console?
God,
no problem.
We're in a situation where when we put in any disc at this point, we've got day one patches to download.
It's basically the same shit, except for you only got to do it once. You can play it offline, all that shit.
I got to say another thing because smart delivery came into this. Like the great, wonderful smart delivery has a flaw. And who said it in the chat here? It just went away. Crud. MVG said, that YouTuber said that smart delivery doesn't work when you're offline. Well, smart delivery is an internet-based system that looks at the internet and says, hey, we're going to make sure you get the correct version of the game.
Was that really what was said?
Well, no. MVG, it's Sasha Kujos is just quoting what MVG reported.
Okay, well, I need to see
MVG said smart delivery games don't work on Series S or X if you're offline. That's because that's an online server-based thing that says, hey, we're supporting 360, Xbox One, and Xbox Series consoles as well as PC. When you buy a game in the Microsoft or Xbox ecosystem, we're going to make sure that when you load it up on your console, we're going to ping. I'll use Zocker's words. Zocker's awesome with this stuff. We're going to ping the internet and make sure that you get the correct version and the best version. But I don't have my internet connected in at my grandma's trailer.
Just one last thing, because I'm done talking about the shit. Is he saying that you can't boot the game up after you've downloaded it and done everything, or that you just can't install the game initially?
No. He's saying that if I play the game offline on my Xbox and then go play it on my PC, I can't smart delivery and play it there.
No, smart delivery is which version you get.
MVG, okay, so MVG put the disc in. It downloaded the original game, without all the, new assets, enhancements, whatever, for the Series X, whatever. It didn't download all that stuff yet, but he couldn't even play the original game. It wouldn't even let him launch that.
Because it was a smart delivery
Offline.
title?
I assume. I don't know. I assume.
I don't know.
I mean, these
guys.
are all cloud-based online features. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Like, what are we
I'm
doing?
trying to
Even
understand
playing the
that there
original,
could
he
be a
couldn't do
side
that.
of this that's kind of, again, we're getting the same feedback from
I
everyone
see.
around us here.
I
mean,
see
it just
the
seems silly.
issue, and I understand, but it's mostly a non-issue because damn near everybody is on the internet now, and that is really what it comes down to. But there are those people out there that are, sticklers for, hey, this has got to work, the way I want it to work without this or that. I get it, guys. But yeah, mostly it's really a non-issue. It's not going to change the game at all.
No, it's something.
I
it's
miss
not gonna
horses.
change the case
I miss
for-
horses instead of cars.
But either way,
I want a stallion.
I do want to give a shout out to almost 1,500 people already watching this, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't. Consider telling a friend, and of course, put us on Reset Era. Let's try to get up close to 1,000 likes for the end of the show because I like that number, and I like every one of you in the chat. So let's go ahead and get a few of these. Dark TMS says, push the buttons a little older. Mantis says, come on, dealer, get it together. Yeah, I definitely tried there. The beginning was a little iffy. Again, shout out to Anthony, new channel member. Shout out to Perspective. That is Acute Perspective, new member for the channel as well as a few of these super chats. Welcome. Oh, wow, we got more of these than I thought we did. So we do got one from Sin here I want to read. He says, hey, Colt, when are you going to have Dealer on your podcast? That's a good question, really. I should have been the first guest on all of my fraudulent panel members' podcast, but, they just don't like me that much, chat. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, it's MVG?
Yeah.
Yes, I was
thought
trying to
it was
enunciate.
a fucking other guy. It's this guy named Modern Vintage Game.
Are
What
you
the
going
fuck?
back to this?
I went to go look it up to read, right? Because I'm like, I'll read a little bit about it and see if there's any other details. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Sorry.
All right. Well,
Let's move on.
What are you
Move on.
doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, Sin, shout out to you, buddy. Chuck, he does say that can't wait for E3 to see some AAA mass, some mess. They're gonna have some mess. And from God Howard. Oh my God, they're calling Todd God Howard. Phil Dominus
Yikes.
Maximus Spencer. Shout out to Iron Lord. Shout out to King David. He says love the show. Thank you so much, very much, sir. Love seeing you here live, man. And Mike Ortiz, new channel member, shout out to you. The friendly neighborhood Blue Shell, who does say, he says you need to be on the internet to download the game once, disc or not. After downloading, yes, you can use a disc or, of course, regardless of the disc. And that is if you are either connected to the internet, you don't need to have your home console set. If you're not connected to the internet, you do need to have it set to your home console, and it will work. That was my point. Nothing's changed, Blue Shell, so you are absolutely correct. Paul, once more, I got that one. And then let me get one more of these. From Nano Polymath, he says, DRM doesn't really matter. I wouldn't say that, brother. It sometimes is necessary, but this is kind of a weird version of DRM that is only existent because of assets needed from the cloud.
I don't even think DRM is even the right word.
I don't know. I feel like it's a buzzword, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
like
I don't.
buzzwords.
Yeah, buzzwords.
I think it's an accessibility problem. It's not a DRM problem. They're not trying to keep you from stealing games or tricking the system. I think it's an accessibility
It's like
problem.
you're locked up because you need shit from the internet. Go figure. You got to connect the damn internet to get on the internet.
Are we back on this shit?
We are.
No, dealers just closing
Hey,
it out.
Icy one, by the way, says it's 2021. Maybe Sony fanboys can afford internet. That's just savage, bro. He says, but because of
It's
those
interesting,
$70
isn't
games. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Fonz's sound clip. All right, I've been rock bottom myself before. He said it happens. He said it's happened on other platforms like PlayStation. So yeah, I mean, hey, good points. I'll come back to some of these. Shout out to everyone on the super chat and all that. For
Sorry,
making
I
the show
did that,
go.
by the way.
It's
Brought
okay.
that discussion in.
It's okay. It's okay. But
No, it's something to talk. It's good to
it's
put it out
interesting.
there and talk
It's
about
interesting. We talked about it yesterday on
Interessante.
WPG. Shout out to them. But hey, we also talked about Biomutant run 1080p on PS5. I was trolling everybody on Twitter with this. Hey, it was so fun to watch so many of these little girls so mad about performance now, even though it didn't matter back when we found out PS5 was only 90 point whatever teraflops all the way
It's
up
only
to 10.
back compat titles, bro. It's only back compat.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, they tried using Resident Evil 8 as an example. I'm like, that's back compat, huh?
Can I talk about this for a second?
Yeah, you can. You made a
So
whole
like,
10-minute video.
I saw a lot of people like actually come at the developer for this,
oh my god.
saying like, "Oh, you lost a customer. Like it's not running. You know, like it should be on the PlayStation 5," and being like little bitches. And it's like instead of instead of like demanding better from the people that actually make the console to like give you actual good back compat, you point at the developer. Like, there's a reason why it runs better on the Series X through back compat, because Xbox's back compat, they took the time and the money and the development time to put it into something that's great.
Compat, now step back, get smacked the fuck up, right? Because
it's like
this
stupid.
is Sony responding to an a fan base that didn't ask for back compat, let alone cherish or covet it. They made fun of it because of the old games, quote unquote. So this is Sony's response by saying, "Hey, fuck you." And guess what? There's more. There's even more games that are struggling with back compat, and I think it's funny because now the Xbox is winning these things back and forth. Every game they're saying is back compat, even though about half of them are not actually back compat. They're still running with this stuff. And even when we do troll with games like Biomutant, well, that stuff don't matter no more. And all of a sudden, 120 frames don't matter no more. Options don't matter. We don't want graphics, D-Batch.
120 frames don't matter? I'm loving it in Mass Effect.
Resident Evil it performed better on the Series X. Crickets from all the detractors, like cricket.
And that's
the ray tracing performance is better. The frame rate was better. The frame rate was more steady. The PlayStation frame rate was good too, but it's still the Xbox was performing at a higher resolution.
If you got a Series S, like even at 1440p 60, right, that game looks phenomenal in that mode. Don't play in the ray tracing modes. The difference ain't big enough really to warrant it.
No,
the Series S, you're getting a phenomenal experience for $300.
Yeah, so where are all these people now? Like crickets. Like we've said it from the beginning. Like both of these are on the same architecture, and the Xbox Series X. I'm not going to go into all the details. It just has a lot more features. And forget about all the extra features that it has over the competition. It just is a more powerful system. It has more CUs. It has a higher teraflop count. It's just a better system. And because of the launch, where we said why this happened, they were coming out the gates really hot, off of all the RDX 2 features, and they had to get everything together really quickly. And Sony had their shit together.
Biomutant D, what's happening?
I don't know.
How could they be betrayed like that?
I honest to tell you, like I can't even lie to you. When I saw that, I said, "Oh, it's about to go off, man!" Because that 1080p, man, that's a far cry from what the Xbox Series X was
running
doing.
Something at 1080p, and they were fine with that. What's happening?
Because with Returnal, they don't see it on the Xbox Series X. It's only on the PlayStation, so that'll do. It's okay. You don't get to play it at all.
Compare there is what you're saying.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I know that 1080p makes you a better gamer. So that's what I know, and
you were
so
still
that's why they're
you were still
sticking
fetus
to
when
it.
they said that.
I didn't even know what was going on. I had people at school tell me that shit. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Smack you in the face.
Well, I was about to smack shit at them. I was like, you're stupid. But like, I don't know. Like, whatever. Like, this is dumb. This is like, honestly, just expect, just demand better, right? Like, demand better.
Yeah, let us know what you thought about this when you heard Biomutant was running 1080p on the PS5, 4K 60 on the Xbox Series X, and anybody else here gives a shit. Cole, you're a little console warrior. What do you think? He's gone.
Give a flying crap.
Oh, I mean, shit.
It was an obvious thing. The moment Dealer and I and especially D saw this, like, a back compat is way better on the Xbox. PlayStation just doesn't have any real advantage other than smoothing out some frame rates, right? So when Biomutant comes out and runs at 4K 60 on the Series X, you're like, of course it should. I mean, that was that hardware, yeah. But it's not the same story on the PlayStation. But talk about a damage controlling nightmare that was. But the biggest problem with this is not like that. The big problem would be Sony not doing back compat the right way. Unfortunately, they didn't. They just kind of phoned it in. And games, they're passable. They're great. Like 1080p 60. At least they're at 60. But the problem is that these PlayStation fans were attacking THQ Nordic in this Experiment 101 studio that has 20 to actually 60 full staff. They were all getting made fun of. And it's like THQ had to make multiple tweets to try and like make light or ask people to apologize or to do better and be a better fan base. And then they also said the Xbox fans were acting like elitists and lording it over the PlayStation fans. Like,
but the PS5 guys from the beginning, right? Even though we were telling them, wait 6 months, bitch.
There's something else here to question. So if you look at the first party coming from Sony and their back compat, you look at games like God of War, The Last of Us 2, they can run at 4K 60. My question is, So for these multi-plat games, is it an issue with the PS5 with the developers? Are they having more trouble, or is it more work to put in?
Here, fine.
on
They
the PS5?
specifically said it's technical. They specifically said it's technical issues to do
API
with the PS5 and the API, and then basically bridging the gap between PS5, PS4, and the back compat. Because these games that are coming out right now have been in development for how long? 4 years,
so
right?
That's what I'm saying.
So,
though, but
Fonz,
you can see-
look in the chat there, and I want you to read that from that Sniper Ghost Warrior developer. In your Fonzarelli voice.
What chat?
He just put
Which
it in
The
just now.
podcast chat.
The podcast chat. Where it
Oh,
has all
yeah.
the topics.
The newest
is
one
another
on your
situation.
DMs. Check your DMs. You want a pillow?
I'll check my DMs.
It's in there in the podcast. chat.
Check your DMs, chat.
All right.
And read what
So-
the name of the game is first.
Go ahead, Fonz. Check your DMs.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
from Sniper Ghost Warrior.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, snipers. It is with regret that we must today announce the delay of the PS5 version of Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2. This is a result of unforeseen technical issues that we've only very recently discovered. This will not affect the launch of the other announced platforms, PS4, Xbox, Xbox Series X, S, and PC on the 4th of June, 2021. And we are very confident how the game performs on these other platforms. We have highly experienced and dedicated. We have a highly experienced and dedicated team working hard to ensure the PS5 version meets a similar standard. All PS4 editions will include free digital upgrade to PS5 version ready to download upon release to ensure PS5 players can enjoy the game on June 4th. Well, that ain't happening, right? They just said they're delaying it.
They're basically
So-
saying, like, hey, buy the PS4 version of the game on your store, and it will upgrade if you got a PS5.
Yeah, so
So-
technical
Yep.
issues again. It arises again. That's
What,
see,
the
that's weird.
tools? Is that the tools?
tools!
So we were waiting for tools when their tools were bad all along. Jeez.
Which one of y'all stole my tools?
So,
and gave it to the
so like
PlayStation?
that's just yeah. That's
Shut
just
up,
getting
Colin.
messed up.
Oh, do you hear Fonz's sound?
Tools!
Do it again.
Okay. Hey, remember them tools we told you about them shits? We said, hey, we're here sometime early to mid.
How dare they mock us
Throughout
about
the
the
la-
tools,
throughout
and
the
it
next
turns
year.
around and they've got their own tools.
Now they're
problem.
making excuses for back compat tools. Get the
They're like, don't worry,
So-
the dev said the patch is coming later for Biomutant. You'll get the PS5 patch. It's
So
like,
I
oh,
wonder
well, we
if-
got it
if-
at launch.
It's like
So
this.
again,
the
I
reason,
go back.
But
I go
tools
back
don't
to the
exist.
Last of Us 2 and all their, first party back compats games, even Days Gone, looks and performs phenomenal on the PS5. It must take a little more work to do it. And these
Definitely.
developers for Sony must have been working on this stuff for quite some time.
Definitely.
it takes
Look,
it takes a lot of effort actually. That's
Look at-
something that the developer from Biomutant even said. They've even talked about the technical issues with the back compat. The reason why is because you need a dedicated PS5 patch to unlock the features that the PS5 has. That's something they've talked about. That's something that multiple developers have said that's what Sony, that's how they designed their infrastructure.
Like
And
loading
so
speeds, right?
Xbox, loading speeds, everything, the SSD, the new GPU, everything. Like that's why it takes a long time, because they actually have to put people there. If you remember, when Xbox changed their entire infrastructure back on the Xbox One X all the way to the Series X, is that developer said it took us not even 3 days to port the game over.
Yeah.
Like, everybody remembers that because the tools were being developed for that, and they just completely put people on it and developers on it to make it simple, so
What-
that now if you make a game like Biomutant that you started on the Xbox One infrastructure and PS4 infrastructure, it's easy to port it to the Series X and unlock some of the features like the SSD, smart delivery, because it's right there with the API and all the stuff that
Unlock,
Xbox will
yes,
help
the
you unlock.
SSD is just
You got it.
automatic, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's easier to definitely get that X and S symbol on a game. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean that it's doing
comes-
anything different. It just means, hey, we've unlocked some kind of additional GCN based
Yeah.
power there, and you know what? It'll tell you if it's Gen 9 aware or even Gen 9 completely. Yeah, it doesn't even mean that it's using Gen 9 hardware features like the ray tracing or the RDNA 2 stuff, right? So there's multitudes of levels of compatibility for last gen, and the fact these guys think that the Series X has its own dedicated version, yeah, you're far from it when you don't use one of the fucking features in the box.
What- once
Here comes
again,
little Cerny with his little screwdriver.
once again, we're seeing
Felix in the
the
chat said Xbox sold the tools problem to PlayStation. Savage. Go,
Trust
sorry.
me,
once
tools
again,
problem
we're
still
seeing the
feedback.
benefits of the no, I say we're seeing the benefits of the Microsoft's API work, man. They're just a software company. They had this down packed. And if you look at The Last of Us 2, honestly, in my opinion, The Last of Us 2 should have been a day one PS5 upgrade. And it took them so long to finally get that up to par. So that lets you know even the first party studios have a hard time
That's a
doing
good
it,
point, man.
much less the third party.
Yeah, because that's their own first party studio. And they're like, are we remastering this shit again or not? Hey, Free Jack has something really, really clever to say here. He says, the games are preserved when it comes to the fight night stuff and all that, but the media actually isn't. And that's just the sacrifice they got to make, which is well said, actually. Tooney in the super chat says, he took his Xbox One to Mexico for a summer visit, no Wi-Fi, made sure to have my games on hard drive and everything up to date, and no problem. Basically, everything played perfect. Yes, sir. That is exactly what is supposed to happen, given that your box is set to the home Xbox, or your account has that box set that way. Let me get back down on this one. We've also
What an internet elitist.
Moby, by the way, he says, get an Xbox One for Game Pass, the Series X for Halo / Bethesda games. Now 120 hertz, had to buy LGCX, got red controller.
Oh, yeah.
You are on fire over there, sir. He's definitely playing high end stuff. He's talking about no more Xbox. I'm broke. Yeah, I
He's
mean, that's
got
a
like
lot.
the best of the best.
But you are set up, bro, and that's the thing. All of it, depending on your budget, you can experience things on a cell phone to a 77-inch wallpaper OLED. Also, we got Evan Washington, new channel member. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate it. Check out the merch and stuff, everybody watching down below. Page Hill. Johnny No Life Gaming. He says, when is xCloud coming to the Samsung TVs? No word on that officially, but that's definitely something that, well, there are deals, Zalker, and we know HBO Max signed a damn deal with Samsung TVs. What are the odds that Microsoft would be dumb enough to do a similar deal? Like, they want this to go everywhere, right?
Well, I mean, I think they would want it to go everywhere, LG, Samsung, everywhere, on every TV. But, I wouldn't be surprised if they do sign a deal with Samsung, because that's who HBO Max signed a deal with, right? Like, Samsung is kind of cutthroat, man. They're trying to get in they want to own the TV business, and LG's a big competitor, obviously. So if they just sign a deal with them, be like, hey, why don't you test it out on our TVs? We sell this many, you can get this many customers, and we'll put it, advertise on the main screen or whatever.
Zalker,
and there you go.
Jesus. You're doing this.
I would say there's 75% odds that it might sign a deal with Samsung
Really?
exclusively. For just TV, not tablets, not any other device. I would say
Damn,
75%.
Chad, you heard that shit? Clip that shit.
I would go even higher than that. I would
Oh,
say,
well, D said he'll go higher.
All right.
Yeah,
Both these. No, I actually don't know. I think it would be dumb to sign with anybody. Like, let everybody have
I
next
agree
time
with
out.
them.
One second.
I agree with them with Samsung.
Damn, Samsung. Stop stealing my app.
I think they would go like 90% chance, just because Samsung. One second. Samsung and Microsoft always have a partnership. If you go back through the years, they always do a big partnership.
That is true.
And if I had to choose between Samsung and LG, I would choose Samsung. LG makes great TVs. I love my OLED, best TV ever. But Samsung has way more penetration. They have way more TVs out in the market. So you'd get to a lot more homes making a deal with Samsung. That's for sure.
Why not
like
just
the
say, hey,
penetration.
we're working on the Samsung OS for version first or something like. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. It's not a good topic. But hey, for those that did want to know, well explained to you, and Zalker, thank you very much. Hot Grits wants to know what the first acclaimed Xbox Microsoft Game of the Year game would be. Depends. That's all subjective, right? So to some, Game of the Year would be Gears 5 when they had it, but to others maybe not. Starfield is a good candidate, but we don't know when that's coming out exactly. Returnal would be on Xbox Ones, maybe one day.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. And then
I'm just joking.
let me get this one here by
Eat your
Art. He says, sheesh, E3 in 14 days. Yes, sir. That is definitely getting pretty close here. So we will come back. I'll come back to more of these. Let's move forward. Biomutant, let us know what kind of a blasphemy that is to some of y'all.
I mean, did you guys love all of the 20 or 25 Game of the Year winners over the past decade or two? I mean, I look at that list.
I don't remember what they are.
I remember like when Overwatch won, and I think
I love that.
Overwatch beat Uncharted 4, which I was like, bullshit.
God of War won, and I loved it. So
yeah.
That should win. Yeah, God of War should have won.
Yep.
Super Lucky
I mean,
won too, right? Yeah. Trust me, Herbert, Hot Grits, we're fully aware. But you're also not acknowledging some of the highly rated games that they've had, like Ori, Horizon 4, Horizon 3, the Gears of War 5, which was a quality game. They've had plenty of games. Now we're just looking for more, right? It's been time, so.
I'm looking at all the Game of the Year awards. Like Dragon Age Inquisition in 2014 was awesome. Witcher 3 was 2015, again awesome. Overwatch 2016, which I love that game. Never played Breath of the Wild because I'm not a really big Zelda guy. I was 17, and then 2018 God of War is one of the best games ever made. And then Sekiro was 2019, and then last year was Last of Us 2. Seriously, not Doom Eternal?
Doom Eternal. Yeah, Doom Eternal was phenomenal, and Jedi Fallen Order should have been in that running.
Oh yeah, 100%. Doom Eternal and Jedi. Yeah, Doom Eternal, man.
Shout out
Did
to
Hades
Respawn.
win?
Respawn, my boy Stig, out there creating Star Wars games. Hey, we've also got Xbox Series X job listings for Forza Motorsport. Turn 10 are saying, come shape the future of automotive entertainment with us. They want pictures of your faces. They don't want pictures of your faces. They want, they've got a lot of job offerings. Zach. You can go there and be the coffee guy if you want.
I mean, I'd get my foot in the door.
Over here, huh? Give me a cappuccino.
Hey, spill the coffee on a guy. Oh, you burned yourself. Go to the hospital. Let me take you jab. No, I mean, we've known Turn 10 has been kind of like in quiet in the back, just secretly making stuff and updating their engine and hiring a lot of people for their engine. They're expanding, so we'll see what happens. I know you're really kind of fiending for a motorsport. I know a lot of people are.
Yeah,
so
it's been 4 years. I don't think
we're gonna. I truly don't think we're gonna see shit this year from them. I think they're gonna wait till next year.
I'm guessing the Horizon shit might be true. So
another
kind of iteration of Horizon until I guess they're fucking shoehorning that in, but it's gonna be good because it's called Forza Horizon. I just hope it does something a little bit different and also has another Hot Wheels expansion DLC, which might not be the case, Colt, because the damn Hot Wheels brand just came up with their own damn game.
Yeah, and actually looks kind of fun.
Well, isn't that funny? They saw that DLC, they're like, what the fuck are we doing? Let's make a game.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said about Forza. Like, I love the game to death, but it has to do more. And I mean,
Horizon.
with Horizon, of course, yeah, it needs to do more than what it's done. And I know there's obviously great things going on with motorsport, but I don't think we'll see motorsport at E3. And I'm okay if we don't, because really, I don't want a Halo, Gears, and Forza E3 again. So
don't worry, there's no Gears.
I mean, aren't you kind of cool with like Forza Horizon? Like it's been, by the time it comes out, it's gonna be 3 years since we've had one. Like I'm ready for a Forza Horizon. I mean, like I'm down. Like I played 3 years before. I don't care about motorsport. I know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm a motorsport guy, and I'm just really looking forward to that damn game. Which again, there's some interesting stuff going on behind the scenes of that. I just heard some more stuff a day or two ago about it, and I don't know. That was a curious one. You got to remember that we live in a world where you've got lots of F-250s and Silverados and all these cars, Cadillacs with no chips in them, right? And they're sitting there thinking, okay, we built these cars out, we've completed the car, but we have no chip in these cars. We can't sell them. We're 6 months behind. These cars will get their chips in 6 months. We just pre-built them, and that has affected every industry, right? From automotive to console industry. I've said this yesterday. It's one of those things where you've got games that are only listed for your next gen console. You cannot get enough out there. That's a problem, right? Am I alone here? Am I out in the wilderness by myself on this one?
No, you make sense.
So if they got Hellblade, Forza Motorsport, they've got Avowed, they've got Fable, they've got all these different games that are only marked down as next gen, right? You only get
all those games are.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get what you're saying. That's why I think they're just everything's gonna get pushed back, man. That's all. Everything's already getting pushed back. So
we push your channel back instead because I want some games.
Taylor, I've been saying the same thing, brother. I think that's going to happen too, because of that. Just based on what's out there right now.
Well, it's not even just based on what's out there. It's based on what people are saying, right? Like Matt Booty came out like a week ago.
Yeah.
Saying like, hey,
remember when we said that 2 months ago?
Yeah, we said it a while ago too. Like, hey, man, the pandemic.
Shit up. Literally said that we're hearing internally that Matt Booty's not enough for the studios, and things are getting pushed back. And I said this in videos too. That's why they're putting down so much on third-party deals.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah. Basically, there's too many studios for just Matt Booty to manage.
And the teams,
like-
especially first-party IP, he says, are behind. So not only are their games just behind, but their new IP, they are especially behind, according to Matt Booty, basically.
Well, yeah, one of the people at Naughty Dog said that one of the hardest things to do in gaming is make a new IP. They say it's literally the hardest thing to do in any, like, if you're just creating a completely new characters, completely new game, completely new world, it's the hardest thing to do. And seeing how everything got delayed, it's like that just probably became,
What the crap,
100%
Doctor?
harder.
You could do that easily. You can make a new IP.
Hey,
I'll try.
let me make a new IP by thanking the chat. Almost 1,600 watching guys. Hit the like button if you haven't. It's got to get closer to 1,000. Let us know your thoughts as we move forward. I'll get back into some super chats here in a few minutes, but I do want a few more thoughts here on, quite frankly, things are behind, and how many Matt Booties do we really need in the studio to build these games?
Well, it's not just. I don't think it's just like the Matt Booty thing. I think it's just like he has to go to the studios, right?
It was
Like
a joke.
traveling, and I know, but I think it's just him traveling everywhere to find where everything is. Like, it's like multiple times a year, like, right? Because their studios are everywhere. Like, sure, sometimes they'll double dip, like where Obsidian and NXIL are together, and then he has to go to Canada, like then
What are
back
you
to
explaining?
England.
Yes,
It goes-
he has to go
like,
to the studio,
geez.
sucker. Yes.
Like, what I'm saying is that like Bethesda has
Doctor
people
pulls out his
they trust.
itinerary.
He
I'm
has
just
to go
saying
to
Bethesda
Australia
has
on
their
June 4th,
things.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Bethesda has like multiple leaders that they trust. Like that's the
Yeah.
one thing I've always said in my videos is
So
that
you're saying
Xbox
that
wants to get
basically
studios.
Bethesda have a leg up because they have a hierarchy of a management that's already there. Matt Booty's one guy tasked with 20-something teams and probably 30 others crappier. Than
Well, just fucking think,
Yeah.
they're established. Like, look at everybody, Compulsion Games, all these other studios.
that's
like
why they
they're
wanted to
new
keep
leaders.
the publishing arm of ZeniMax and all that crap too, right? So this is one of those things where Matt Booty might need a little help, but it's more so COVID. He says the reason is COVID as well, right? Of course, he's like, it wasn't me, it was COVID. That's why the new IP are behind. No, it seriously was COVID, right? It's delayed everything everywhere. So
I think, and it's funny because I posted something on Twitter about it, and some PlayStation dudes chimed in and said that, it's not affecting them. Look, they've got all these games. And I'm like, dude, it affects every
it's
company.
like, so God of War's coming out this year, huh?
This year-long lockdown has really affected everything. And again, you brought up God of War, and that makes me realize, I'm coming to the realization, and I'm thinking more and more that God of War is probably not going to be both on the PS4 and PS5. I feel like
at the end of the day,
I feel
that's
like
not
that
even
game-
like. Remember what they said to you. Though.
I feel like that game's going to be a PS5 exclusive.
It's fine. That's fine. We're not on that topic. Fonz, you said it.
And
Though.
no.
Magic
But what
words.
I'm saying is that's pushed back because I think it would be purposely pushed back as well, because if it is a PS5 exclusive, there's only, so many millions out there of PS5 units. They're not going to bring a big game like that out when there's not enough consoles out there to put
They
it out
also
there.
said
on.
they're supporting
That's why
PS4
Horizon
for
Forbidden
3 to 5
West.
years.
That's why Horizon Forbidden West is still a go, because it's being put out on both the PS4 and PS5. So you got games already pushed back on PlayStation, like Gran Turismo, that was a PS5 exclusive, because there just aren't many consoles out there. There's not enough anyway to put these big games out on.
Has Gran Turismo 7 been pushed back on or confirmed for PS4, right?
Yes.
All right.
No, it's a PS5 exclusive.
I don't think it will be, though. I mean, it really has no
that's
reason
what
to
they're
be.
saying.
Well, an insider, some guy talked about God of War during the weekend, I think, and he said that God of War is a PlayStation 5 exclusive. And he said that since the beginning, since they started it, God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Rift, and Demon Souls have always been developed for PS5 only. And he said Miles Morales and Horizon Forbidden West have always been PS4 cross-generational.
So he
said,
basically
so they're
just looked at
different.
what's already confirmed and then said that's what happened.
Yeah. So like everybody, that's why they never said it was only on PS5. If it comes or PS4, if it comes to PS4, cool, whatever.
I mean, there's no
But
game
it's
design
not.
reason why not. If they want to push more units that don't even exist by that time, that's up to them. God of War, I could see needing better hardware for game design, much easier
But
than a
it's all-
racing game.
It's all COVID related, though. In the end, there's less consoles, there's less, games, everything.
I like how they say,
has
though,
been
that they're
affected.
not affected by this, though. You just
Yeah,
said it,
it's-
though.
it's not.
Gran Turismo was already confirmed to be delayed. God of War
Yeah.
said 2020 last I checked.
Yeah,
Now
and-
people are trying to
and-
say
and-
the haters are saying Horizon Forbidden, whatever the fuck it's called, is going to get delayed into 2020. No one ever said that. right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, Horizon Forbidden West is clearly further along than people think, and it is a cross-gen title like Miles Morales.
Yeah. It's affected everyone, man. And these developers, I say, let them just do their thing, shut up, sit back, wait for these games to arrive, and hopefully they'll be less buggy for it, and
Yeah.
just and these games that they did have come out this generation so far on the PlayStation side, I like I told them, those games were probably damn near ready to go before COVID even hit. So
Yeah.
that's why they released on
And there's
time.
other games where, like Cyberpunk, that were developed 99% without COVID, but they still had a lot of issues, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, yeah, well, I guess ultimately we have to see. Colt, what I do want to know, State of Play, Horizon Forbidden West, he's going to do it
You
on
got
like a Thursday, boy.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts, your hype levels? The haters are saying it's going to get pushed back to next year, I heard. Is that true? Or bullshit?
Heard that.
I'm going to predict that the game is trying to hit holiday 2021.
Why are you always trying to predict
14
stuff?
minutes of gameplay they're going to show, so they must be pretty far along for this game. I think Fonz and I are the only ones in the panel that really liked Horizon Zero Dawn.
I liked
it had
Horizon
its
Zero Dawn. I
moments.
just couldn't go 100 feet when there's a big ass alligator trying to fuck me up. It's 50 levels higher than me. I'm like, I'm trying to explore, bitch. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it has its moments and it has some challenging moments, but I
What'd you
think
do? What'd you do when the giant alligator caught up to you? And it was like
Well,
10
sometimes
levels,
you have to-
20 levels.
Yeah, you do go into level areas where you're not supposed to be there, but you're on your way to a mission that you are supposed to be, and
I'm
that's
just
kind of
trolling
wacky.
a little bit here. I'm just pulling some stuff
Fucking
out
Optimus
here, but-
Prime rolls up on
Yeah,
dealer.
fucking Autobots
Alloy.
beat the shit out of this guy, this girl, whatever Aloy is. So again,
So,
state of
yeah.
play. It's
Yeah, it's
going
gonna
to
be a big thing.
dedicated to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, normally state of play, just like I don't even remember, Inside Xbox is I wanted something really big, but that's not usually what those two events are for. But they're saying 14 minutes of gameplay for Horizon Forbidden West. It should look really phenomenal. Obviously, they'll show it off on a PS5. I'm surprised that game's cross-generation, but also I think why not release all your stuff on PlayStation 4, because you can't sell enough PlayStation 5s right now
because
to your
of the technical, because we're just seeing the technical issues happening already from people putting it on two things from the PlayStation standpoint. So maybe that's why.
Ashtray of all people. Until you beat Fallen Order, you fraud. You got to beat Jedi Fallen Order. It's
Oh
amazing.
my gosh. Yeah.
Can I just say-
This is 2017 Game of the Year. Ice Cold, shout out to you, brother. Of course, hang on. We've also got Bud the Cyborg, shout out to you, brother. And everyone else in the chat, guys, let us know your thought as we move along. Hit the like button if you haven't. You guys are awesome. Zalker, state of play, 14 minutes of Horizon Forbidden Burritos. What do you think?
I'm actually excited to see it. I've actually never played Horizon Zero Dawn yet. Just still haven't. I was going to play it this summer when I have like actual time to play and dive in and not have work. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the gameplay looks like. The game looked insane last year, but I have to. I mean, we'll all admit, if the game does come out in 2021, which it doesn't look like they're delaying it. They haven't hinted at it, and if it gets delayed, whatever, it sucks. That sucks, but better for the game. If they do bring it out this year, I mean, Sony has a pretty damn good lineup. They have Ghostwire Tokyo, Deathloop, and Horizon Zero Dawn coming at the end of the year.
You mean Xbox
That's
has
not-
a good lineup?
I'm just saying, man. Both of them have lineup. If Starfield or whatever, at the end of this year, it's going to be kind of insane what kind of games are coming out. So that's a lot of stuff, and you got to give credit where credit's due, like we always do. And so I can't wait to see it.
Craig's textureless forehead.
Hey,
No.
Phase
You leave Craig
23,
out
by
of
the way,
this.
Phase
It's
23 does remind me that Fallen Order Next Gen patch, the actual Next Gen patch, right? It looks great. It got kind of enhanced, like Gen 9 aware, but the real patch comes this June. So if you haven't played Jedi Fallen Order, get on that. Hey,
Oh my
Zachary,
God.
you want to make this less awkward or more? Go ahead.
I kind of want to make it more awkward.
All right. Well, chat. This in the shit. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously.
Are you looking forward to the gameplay?
Fuck no. Fonz, state of play, go.
What a piece of shit.
State of play. State of play is going to be, mostly about Horizon for Forbidden Burrito, whatever you call it. I don't know why you call it Frozen Burrito.
Because I frozen
Bunker
burrito.
Busters.
Anyway, I think they're going to focus on that game, of course. This does lead me to believe that this game will be out most likely this year. I thought it would be delayed, but again, it being cross generational, I think that it's a go.
Well,
as
remember,
soon
it
as they
was
can
never
get it out.
really targeting 2021. That was the year of God
It
of
did.
War.
No, it did target 2021
target
for God of
Did
War.
they
War.
say that? Because
Yeah.
They said that in the
Yeah.
trailer last year in their shows.
Yep.
It says 2021.
Oh,
Yep.
And
God.
same with
Yeah,
God
I
of
think
War.
we expected
2021.
spring is what it was, actually. Yeah.
So God of War, the rumors about that being pushed back will be. I don't think we're going to see anything on God of War. It's going to be Horizon Forbidden Burrito, and I think it's going to look incredible. And I can't wait to see it, to be honest, because the first game looks incredible, except for the fogging, but I think that'll be pushed back.
Fogging?
Anyway,
Is that a
you know.
DLC or a platform feature?
no.
The
I'm just
fogging.
kidding. It looks great, so I can't wait to see it. And I want to see the gameplay. I want to see if they added any new mechanics. That's really what I want to see. Like
Like new
the
weapons
combat's
and stuff.
fun. The combat was fun in the first one, but I want to see if they added new mechanics. Because do you remember the developers? They were saying that certain things weren't possible on the PlayStation 4 version, right? This is what's kind of ironic.
They said
you
that
couldn't fly
flying.
in the game and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And it's like, okay, well, the irony is you're putting it back on the PlayStation 4 again. So you're hyping up the PS5 version. So is the PS5 version
Chili.
going to have flying, but the PS4 not? I don't think so.
Chili
So,
Wonka.
but I'm wondering
That-
what's going to happen.
that's-
And that
that's
is a
bull
funny
crap. I
name.
don't-
Chili Wonka is hilarious.
They had the people always say that wrong. They had a limitation with their engine and the hardware they were working on to make Aloy fly in that game, because
Yep.
I played that piece of crap prototype 1 and 2 and flew all over the freaking city like nobody's business
How
in that
dare
game
you?
on an Xbox 360. So yeah,
Again,
it's
no, there's a certain amount of detail that has to be streamed in, etc. Like for Horizon was a gorgeous game. So
yes, it
every
was.
game's a little
But it's
different.
the
and-
irony of it,
prototype.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
How can you go on record saying we're excited to work on the PS5 because we couldn't do certain things on the PS4, and then they're like, oh, by the way, it's on the PS4 as well.
Well, it's
I
because
mean, that's
well,
a
you got to
good
think
point.
of it,
They
Fonz.
did do that. They
You gotta-
used that as a reason, or one of those things. But
Well, you got to think.
yeah.
You got to think of this, Fonz. Right? Like the 2017 is when the first game came out, and right when that game was done, they started working on the second one. So of course they didn't have the PS5 dev kits. They didn't have anything going on yet until probably 2019, even if not 2020. So for the last 3 years, they've just been working on that one, and then for the last 4 years, they finally got the PS5 dev kit. So that's
Okay,
why I
but
think
you
this game is
understand
this
what
way.
I'm saying, though, Zocker. They hype the fact
Yeah.
that they're going to be making this game on the PlayStation 5 because they couldn't do certain things on the PS4, yet it's going to be on the PS4. That's insane to me. Like,
is odd.
what are you
I
doing?
get it. I
scaling
get it. It's just marketing to me. Like I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
Zucker don't hold them accountable at all. Fuck that. Hey, Translucent. He says you guys are awesome.
Translucent.
Love the show. Thank you very much, Translucent. We've also got Pac-Man. Shout out to you, brother. He says PS5 equals PS4 Pro Plus. That's some savagery right there, sir. We've also got some other ones that my thing messed up on. Cyber Gunther. He says the love, the passion that the panel has. Happy gaming, everybody. Shout out to you, Cyber Gunther. And then we've also got Michael Chichiro. I think I got that right. I don't think you've ever told me if I got that right or not. But shout out to you, brother. $10 super chat with nothing to say. And then Xfang, he does say, "Are you guys going to talk about how all the new Paradox games have been coming to Game Pass?" What Paradox? Is that the publisher behind City Skylines or?
Today, Junior.
I mean, I'm needing help. You frauds wouldn't know if you played the damn.
I
I don't
games.
know what the hell.
I don't know
I don't
who
know
they
they
are.
Paradox.
I don't
To Google it. I think it's the City Skyline, the Mars City Builder game publisher. Which, I mean, there's some rumblings that, well, at least I know I've heard that they're Microsoft and Paradox, if that's the one I'm thinking of, the City Skyline publisher are doing some things.
Shitty host.
Paradox.
Doesn't know who
Zucker, come on, sir.
they are. I'm looking
if
them
you're-
up.
If you're not outside on your patio in your sunbathing bed, which I know you have, because Zucker, he's obsessed with tanning behind the scenes. I just want you
Yeah,
guys
it
to know
is
that.
City Skylines and like
Yeah.
Crusader Kings and Stellaris and all that.
Yeah.
He didn't hear the tanning thing, but he got us in the right
So
answer.
yeah, it is the same publisher I heard stuff about, City Skyline publisher. I don't know exactly how far out that is, or if it's accurate 100%. but we do see them already doing little things like this. So XFang, good call out there. That's definitely something that has been rumbling behind the scenes. Then we've got So Low Down DADON. Okay, I could try to get that right. Samsung advertises Xbox Game Pass with the Note 20. Is that the case, D-Batch? Note 20, Samsung Xbox Game Pass. D-Batch
What
is
about
dead. Nope.
No, I'm here.
No,
I'm
they're
here.
advertising Game Pass with Note 20.
Yeah, they did.
Well, yeah. Well, have you played it? Have you played Game Pass on the phone yet?
No,
It-
because I have the console.
no, but it's a viable option if you're on the go. So once again, we're seeing Microsoft partner up with Samsung with the phone. Next is the TVs, but I think the phone is acceptable for like an hour. You know, you're at the dentist's office. You got to kill some time. You're waiting
Let's
for
be
a friend,
real, D. It's
whatever.
acceptable if you're standing right by a 5G tower.
Actually, it's got no.
And then
It's
you get the
gotten
mind
better over
control,
Wi-Fi.
right?
Yeah,
It's gotten better over LTE.
Mind
It's
control.
it's not as bad. It's not where I want
like
it to be
turtles.
100%. I can feel the lag, so it depends on the game.
I was
But
talking to
it's-
KY Bob about it, right, Dean? He said he was playing Rickfest. Shout out to him. And he said that with all the AI opponents on, it was pretty damn laggy at his work. And this is highly circumstantial. But, yeah, and they said when AIs were basically knocked out of the race, it got better and better and better. But I don't want to harp on that. I do want to say that shout out to Rick.
It's amazing on the tablet.
It's amazing on the tablet. Rick,
I have a Samsung. I have a Samsung.
Oh, you've been
tablet,
trying
and I played it.
Amazing on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I tried it on the Samsung tablet a lot, and then obviously it has Wi-Fi, and it freaking runs insane. I've played it in
on Wi-Fi.
hotels. I've played it everywhere I've gone at work. I've played it when I'm at my girls, and
What
it's
if you don't
actually
got
pretty
no
good.
Wi-Fi, Zucker?
What do you mean I don't have internet?
You can't play
I want to play it
back-to-back
online.
games.
You can't do that.
You can
But
do
I
this
want it offline.
on like the new there's a super big 12-inch Kindle Fire tablet.
Hey, but
It's
Cole,
like
what if you
$80
have no
from
internet?
Amazon.
I'm making a video because I don't have internet and I can't play cloud games on it.
Dealer, can I be on the podcast without internet? This is
Somebody in
trash.
the chat said like an hour ago, they're like, I don't have electricity and I can't play my games.
Hey, Rick, by the way, he says, shout out. Hey, guys, been listening for over a year now. I'm a Sony guy, but appreciate both sides. Love the friendly trash talk back and forth. Keep it going. Good work. Thank you so much, sir. Do appreciate it. That's what I keep saying. You got to be yourself. We're just being ourselves.
What a nice
Talk
guy,
shit. We won't talk
Lethal.
shit.
Lethal, can you ban him now? Fucking
You
bitch.
can't do that.
Hey, shout out to Rick. Seriously, Sony guy. That's the stuff we do like. And then of course David. Shout out to him. The Super Chase says LG already is in the official partner for Xbox Series X with the latest OLED TVs. Exposed.
Look at that.
I like
Isn't
that.
Nice.
I like that.
I like it too.
All right. Well,
like
I mean,
that.
that's a good couple of super chats there. Well, shout out to the rest of the super chats, the channel members, the guys with the highlighted names, the blue names, Lethal Papa, Obi. Not sure if he's in here. I fucking always do that. But definitely Lethal's in here. And all the channel members with the green names, Ashtray, all that good stuff. I'll get to the rest of the super chats for sure. And of course, Drew, Predator, H2O. Shout out to you, brother. Been a minute. Glenn,
There's Obi.
Rocco, George, the green. Yeah, the game filter. Shout out to you, man. He's been around forever, Colt. Been around
Oh
forever.
yeah. Fellow guitar lover too.
And George Foreman, heavyweight champion of the world. Shout out to you, brother.
And grill maker.
Grill maker. Make some damn grills. I need grills now, and they better be in the shape. But what color should we get on the grill?
When I tell you I dropped my big old Foreman grill, I shed a tear.
Okay.
Gosh,
That some bitch broke.
Assassin Louver too, by the way. And shout out to everybody here, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't. We should move forward. All right. So stay to play. Who gives a shit? We already talked about Matt Booty, basically saying that COVID has impacted all of their development for the studios, especially the first party. He's also saying that there's some other stuff with Xbox doing a joint conference with Bethesda.
Yeah.
Does this mean that Bethesda, Phil Spencer's going to walk on stage with Todd Howard on his shoulders, like Piggy, you know what I'm saying? And then, or they're going to ride in on a giant skeleton scorpion, or how they're going to show up, first and foremost. And secondly, will Bethesda have an event after this, Fonz? Okay, fuck Fonz. D-Batch, go ahead.
Yeah. I think. Well, it's pretty clear. It's gonna be a joint event. I think. I think we're gonna see some stuff that we're not expecting from Bethesda. They have so many different studios within their company. So I'm pretty sure they've been working on stuff before the acquisition, and I think we're going to get to see it at E3. And the fact that they're going to be together, I think we're going to see a lot of shit, because let's just be honest, the Xbox studios itself, we kind of know what to expect. Like Perfect Dark, we'll probably see like some more of Forza. We'll probably see some more of Halo, and you know the story how that goes. That's all that we ever have. So it'd be good to have Bethesda in there, showing off what we can expect in the future from them.
Hey, I remember we were talking about this a few months ago, D. And I think we were like, man, I really want Microsoft and Bethesda to show up under the same umbrella for E3, and it'll just drive hype through the roof, and they can now combine all those IP and show them on Xbox E3 stages. And then, the rest of the panel were very, very intelligently pointing out that Microsoft liked to stretch stuff like this, that they could have multiple events throughout the year, spread it. And I'm like, I get that. That makes sense. Maybe they probably will do that. But I don't like that more than giving me the biggest, most badass show you can once a year. This is what I want. And I didn't think they would do that after hearing the panel and the perspective there, because, again, it makes perfect sense. They've done it before. So Microsoft really are, largely because they don't have a lot of first-party stuff, right? They just told you in the same damn post, our shit's getting delayed. Fuck. Like, that's what they say.
I mean, that's why I'm not expecting too much from it, really.
But what if they combine those two, Bethesda and Xbox, on the same roof?
Yeah. And honestly, I really think even with Bethesda, they're not going to show too much on the stage for Soft, because I think that they're going to focus maybe a little bit on Starfield. Not really. There's not going to be anything real in depth, I don't think, but they're going to talk about it, I'm sure. And then everything else is going to be pretty much what we already know. Halo Infinite. I think there's going to be a ton of smaller games on the show. And I think because of the delays, because of COVID, I know people like to say, oh, you guys are damage controlling. But I'm being honest. I think that they're going to show a lot more indie games than big AAA blockbusters.
Well, that's what. Please no.
I know it's going to happen, D. But there will be. I did hear from somebody the other night that there are a couple of surprises. Don't know how big, because again, when people say, oh, there's going to be a big surprise, watch, it's going to be cool. Maybe to that guy it was, but to me it wasn't, you know? So keep your expectations in check. And I hate to say that, but
well, I mean, that's been
I don't
talked
expect
about.
much.
That's been talked about extensively. Like Jeff Keighley said, keep expectations in check. It was mainly for his show. Like he was talking about reveals. Everybody's been talking about keeping expectations in check because of pandemic. And then there's also people saying like there's going to be a bunch of games coming, a couple insiders have hinted at it. I think this is to be quite honest, one of the biggest E3s that has been shrouded in like mystery. Because
think about it this
not
way.
A lot coming out.
Zucker. There's no Hellblade 2. There's no Fable. A lot of their big games that they've already talked about or announced will not be on the stage.
I mean, honestly, I'm not convinced Hellblade 2 won't show up in some way, form, or fashion, PNG or otherwise.
I was told by this person, and I'm like, okay, well,
I know, but I'm just saying personally, just because whatever comes out of my forehead,
it could be hiding
it'll definitely be there in some way, meaning, hey, we're going to let you know that Sinuous Grandpa's in the game. He used to shave his legs. That was weird back then, especially. Like, what kind of update are you going to give us? Because Hellblade, they'll mention it. They will mention this somehow.
They might mention it. Yeah, they might mention it, but like I said, again, you know what I think they may show?
Now,
and I kind of hope they do, is I hope Ninja Theory shows Project Mara. Remember that little game they were talking about?
It takes place in one room, and it's kind of a more
not a game.
Even if it's a small game, but that's what I'm saying. They're going to focus on smaller titles. I'm telling you.
I honestly think they're going to. I don't think so. I think they're going to focus on Bethesda. I think it's going to be Bethesda and Xbox, and they're going to hammer it home.
Okay, what are they going to show on Bethesda stage?
I think Machine Games. They've been working on something for 4 years, and then they got the Indiana Jones game. I think they're going to show their game. I think they're going to show Starfield.
Oh yeah,
people saying they're going all out. Shit.
That's going.
That's too new. What's too new? Indiana Jones.
No. I said they're going to work on something for 4 years. They just started working on Indiana Jones. I think Machine Games has 2 teams. I think they're working on Indiana Jones, but I think they have something they've been working on for 4 years, which is probably Wolfenstein. Pete Hines, I think there was an article where he said,
you ain't going to see Wolfenstein.
I mean, if it's not there, then we're waiting 5 years.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, you got to understand this from a developer's perspective as well. These guys were locked down for a whole entire year. They lost out on a lot of time and tools, okay? You want to talk about the tools? They did not have all the tools, all right? They're at home working on their computers and stuff, and they may not have access to all that. We know that. Some developers had already said that they don't. And a year's worth of work for these developers is huge. It's a huge amount of loss. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is all understandable, and people will say it's excuses or whatnot. Shit, it happens across the board.
So
even
saying,
State of Play, they're going to focus on Horizon Forbidden West. I just think that it's not going to be.
Well, from my experience,
like
it wasn't a full year. From my experience, things from other industries around here in Silicon Valley, they got their shit kind of up and running in about middle of August to September. People were able to work remotely to the point where Microsoft now makes it, if you want to work remotely, you can. You don't have to show up in the office. Same with the company I work for. Same with Facebook and all the other ones. The big ones figured it out, and a lot of these people figured it out around September, where they were like, all right, we can do this remotely using VDIs, using all this stuff where you can ping in. So I'm not saying that they lost a full year. Like, they're not just starting to get out, because then Returnal would have never came up. So I'm just saying that right now, all the stuff that they're working on, they're going to show something. Like, Sony will show stuff this summer, Xbox will show stuff. They're not afraid to show stuff that's a year or two out, or if not 3 years out.
Yeah,
the people the other ones that have brought stuff out, I would say games out since, call it 2019. I don't think we'll hear anything from them. Like, the Coalition said they're not going to bring anything out. I think we'll hear something from Machine Games. And if we don't, then I'm going to be like, completely surprised. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and whatever. But I do think we'll see something from Machine Games. I do think we'll see something from Starfield. I do think we'll see stuff from Bethesda. And they're going to show that Bethesda's Xbox, and Xbox is Bethesda. That's what they're going to hone in on.
Yeah, I think more of the stuff going on too is like how they're probably internally deciding how they want to do that, how they want to go out on stage, how they want to do certain things, and that's probably not easy for them, right? Because not everybody's going to want the same thing.
Yeah, and it's probably not on stage. Obviously, it's going to be preset. Little room.
Like, who's going to ride on whose shoulders?
Yeah, and I think Xbox has two messages they want to show at this showcase event. That's probably on Sunday, the June 13th, right?
Yeah, according to
they want to say two things.
June 13th, by the way, for the E3 press event, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so I think that they want to walk away with two big messages. One is that Xbox has a bunch of small games, a bunch of middle-sized games, and some big games. So I think that they want to show we've got a ton of games, like from small-looking games that could be like big viral hits to middle games that are going to win people over, and then the big games that everyone's asking for. And there may not be a lot of big games. I don't know what they're willing to show out ahead. The other message that they want everyone to go home with is, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you have like 30 plus games or 40 games coming to this console generation day and date for $15 or $10 a month. So come and subscribe to Game Pass. We've got Bethesda. We've got 23 full studios. And we've got every variety of games that you can imagine on Xbox.
They might even announce multi-plat games, some new, multi-plat deals.
There's going to be multi-plat deals in here mixed in.
Yep.
So
that's another thing. Was those games like the ones that Miles Dompierre and all those guys were teasing, like the Cyclone or Typhoon one, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
Like, all these games that they have third-party deals with have been talked about. I mean, Clobriel himself has said that he knows about 5 games that they could probably announce this summer. He's like 5 AAA games too.
Yeah, I heard they're going to announce one of those that they've talked about, and that's one of the surprises. But like Colt, you hit it on the head. That's the main thing. They're going to focus on games. And people are calling me a Grinch for kind of being a Debbie Downer or something. But no, I'm not saying it's going to be a bad show at all. I'm saying that they're going to focus on smaller titles. That doesn't mean like, it's the smallest game out there. You're not going to see some trash games. I'm not saying that. It's just like you're going to see the more AA games, and some of the smallest games will be on stage too.
Hades almost won Game of the Year, and it's a super small
stuff like that.
Indie game.
You'll see that.
Well,
but they are going to show you some bigger games. It's just that like you're not going to see the ones that we've been hearing about, like Fable. I don't even think Avowed is going to be there.
I don't think we ever thought Fable would be at E3.
No.
Massive compat. Like, here's the thing, though, too. I said this in my last video. Shout out to everybody who actually knows what the fuck I'm about to say. Phil Spencer did not like the way they showed off Halo Infinite. They didn't like the fact they showed 2 trailers, and people expected gameplay the second time they showed it. It wasn't there. People were very disappointed, and he was kind of surprised that people, expected that, right? So, again, if they already
I'm
showed a
surprised
trailer,
that Phil
Fable,
didn't see the trailer before they showed it.
well, yeah, to the Halo Infinite mountains of shit popping in and out off Craig's forehead. I'm not sure, but hopefully that's remedy. But again, they don't like showing off cinematic trailer, then cinematic trailer again, cinematic trailer. They want to show off gameplay the year after, which is why you're probably not going to see gameplay from Hellblade this year. It'll probably release next year, and if you don't see gameplay next year, well, you're not getting it then, right? So, but I would expect it's nowhere near that far behind. Still, yeah. I mean, E3, Jeff Grubb saying June 13th, right? And that
sounds about right.
That's definitely a massive E3 detail because, now we know kind of where it's going to be, and that's pretty soon, really. It's not too far away.
It is really soon, and there's a lot of deals that we don't even know about, like where there's smoke, there's fire, like all over the insiders talking about Kojima working with Xbox. Like people are talking about that shit. People are talking about we forget about Compulsion Games, who hasn't talked about anything, who hasn't announced anything for 3 or 4 years. I mean, those guys haven't made anything crazy, but they pitched something to Xbox and got pushed to it. They didn't want to be AA.
It's crazy.
They got pushed to AAA.
It's only 2.5 weeks away.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And, I'm excited as hell.
This whole, because again, we are hearing that it lower.
I'm still excited for
not
it,
lower
bro.
expectations, but just they're going to play a little safe. That doesn't mean, and I said this just today, that does not mean they're not going to show new gameplay. That does not mean they're not going to show new trailers. That does not mean they're not going to show new IP. Nope. There are no details to this. It could be a misinformation campaign, but COVID is kind of not in their favor when it comes to it being a misinformation campaign. So
it's
ultimately,
really,
you might want to, not lower expectations, but just know that they're probably going to play it safe, just like everyone else, because just like everyone else, they've been affected by this damn pandemic.
Well, it's always super difficult to please the fans because they showed Fable and Avowed and Hellblade, but we haven't seen gameplay. So once you get over the initial rush of, oh, that looks really cool, and then you're like, where's gameplay? It's never good enough, and unfortunately, those games aren't ready yet. So I think we'll see a lot of games, but I still think there's going to be a loud voice saying, we didn't see enough gameplay, no matter what they do. I just don't think there's enough gameplay ready to go.
When it comes to gameplay, it's like this for me. If you make an initial announcement of a game, they could show a trailer or whatnot, and that's cool. I'm fine with that on the initial announcement, but when they go into actually, the next time they talk about it, they better show some gameplay. So if we've already seen a trailer or whatever for a game and they show it again this time, they better have some gameplay. That's all I'm saying.
That's the thing with Halo Infinite, though, that I will say is, though contracted out apparently and didn't look anything like the Halo Infinite stuff we saw, those 2 things that they did show, like cinematic style in-engine stuff that was actually obtainable, that I don't mind so much, but I don't want 2 regular-ass trailers that aren't running in-game engine and stuff, right? That I don't want. So what, Fonz, if they did go ahead and show you a trailer, right? But with real parts that you could see the actual game for more than 5-10 seconds at a time, like with Halo, I was walking down the thing and I could deal with that. It to me, what really bothers me, and we've seen this numerous times. You guys can agree. They'll show a trailer, E3 or any show, and then the next show, it's the same trailer. Who?
It's like, what are we doing?
Which one of them?
That's the kind of stuff.
Which one of them did that?
I don't know. Whoever kicked me.
Because I'm looking like Phil Spencer with them boots on, kicking the shit out of everything right now.
What are you doing?
The one thing I'm paying attention to.
You made that damn thumbnail. You can't get away from this one.
The one thing I'm thinking of is everybody's talking about Xbox's E3, and I get it. They're going to be there. Sony's not going to be there, and Sony hasn't announced an event. So I want to know what they're bringing in this summer.
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, State of Play is great and all that. I'm looking forward to Thursday. I can't wait to see the game, but I want to see. They had two pretty big digital events last year. So did Xbox had events too. But I want to see what you got this year. What are you bringing to 2022?
Their big event.
That's what I want to see.
That damn storage expansion.
Gran Turismo 7.
I don't know, man. I want to see what they have planned, because if everything they launched last year is all they have for the next 3 years, then it's like, holy shit.
I'm looking for God of War, but I'm not looking forward to is Gran Turismo. I'm not looking forward to Gran Turismo, not as good as Forza. And they might as well just change the damn name. It's official. All right.
Well, I'm excited about 12 new IP over at Sony.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm excited for what is it, 40 something projects in the works right now with Microsoft, Xbox, and that's from both third and first party, just like Sony's little thing, and that will include new IP as they've already announced. So I think both are doing the same, but factually, revenue wise, and in number of teams, Microsoft are doing more.
The Xbox studios are working on new IPs, so I think if I looked at the numbers,
now I want to see it, right? That's what I was saying. I'm not going to sit here and tell people, just like we haven't the last couple of years, don't wait, wait for E3. I don't know who the hell said that. No one here actually ever seriously murmured that. Not one word. We've never ever said wait for E3. Now what we said is, hey, this is a scenario. You will have to wait for tools. You will have to wait to see the improvements. I'm not saying it's okay that you do. We didn't make excuses for that. But you do say, hey, you will have to do this, and that's stupid. It sucks. Consider that when buying a console. But when it comes to
you do want to wait to,
that's not the case. Never been the case. They're saying they're going to take it, play it safe. I'm still wondering what they were talking about 2 years ago when they said we're more excited for what we haven't shown you. I still haven't seen that.
You do want the devs to show the game when it's ready. We don't want them to do what happened to Cyberpunk and
what were they more excited for not showing last time, Colt? 2 years ago, what were they talking about?
Well, have you noticed, Steeler, that whenever you talk about a new game or a new game concept that you're excited about, everyone's like, I just don't want it to be another Cyberpunk or Halo Infinite. And there's those two examples of games that got a massive delay recently, and everyone bounces
there's one example,
every single game off that.
Cyberpunk, and then Returnal had some issues as well, with some of them system level. But I mean, I think that developers and publishers, I think Fonz and I were talking about this, and we both have a perspective here, but I think that developers and publishers have learned from Cyberpunk's mistake. And I would say that I hope so, and I think that they know that it's not good to not only piss your fans off, get sued, but also lose $1 billion in your stock. Not a good idea. Yeah. So maybe take your time, and I get that, but that doesn't mean you can't show me something after 5 years. 4 years, right? So, chat, let us know what you think down below. It's very important to me. Also, hit the like button if you haven't, because I'd like to get closer to 1,000 for the end of the show. You guys rock. Also, let me get a few super chats. We can close up that discussion as well. So, Predator H2O, by the way, he says, do you think Sony will push more PC games since they can't? Yeah, they will push more PC games.
Yep.
And they can't get more PS5 consoles to consumers. They definitely will. And we've already heard things that God of War coming to PC. We talked about that.
They didn't make a Steam storefront account for nothing.
Yeah, they didn't make a Steam store account for nothing. I would definitely agree with that. We've also got Brigader Blue. He says, question for everyone. If you could get one game / series to get a modern remake or reboot, what would it be? I think we went through this one. Mine was Mech Assault, just because we don't have anything like that except for Mech Warrior, which does release like Friday, I think, or something. Mech Warrior is close, right? Nobody.
It's kind of under the radar.
Mech Warrior, is that this Friday? I don't know. It's close. It's on Game Pass, day and date.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I'll go with Brute Force. Phil's favorite.
Oh my gosh, Fonz, you're so cheesy.
All right, real quick, we got 3 more. Come on, rebooted modern thingy.
Rebooted modern game.
Mech Assault.
To be quite honest, to be Too Human.
Too Human. Is it Colt?
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that Norse mythology. Right? I love Too Human, man. Too Human was awesome.
All right, and then I had co-op for sure. Colt.
Crackdown 4.
Okay, and then D-Batch, if you're still.
I would say I have to choose 2, man. Fight Night and Def Jam and Vendetta.
Yeah,
Def
fuck
Jam
Mech Assault. I'm saying Fight Night right now because I do not have much faith
I'll
in
go with a good game. How about I thought we were talking about Xbox games.
No,
I thought we were talking Xbox.
He said favorite.
D-Batch cheated.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, all good answers. Mark Hot, by the way. Mark High. He says Cody Eastwood. He says Cody Eastwood is in his new podcast. He has he's on camera. Is the RDX podcast ever going to be on camera? Why the hell would you want to look at a bunch of dudes in their underwear instead of some gameplay? That's my question. Colt, what are you thinking over there?
I mean, I didn't want to look at a bunch of dudes, but then you said underwear, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, when Dealer does his face reveal, he's going to be eating Cheetos with no shirt on.
Hey,
I can't wait.
Is the right nipple reveal?
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
to each their own, man. Like, personally, I prefer watching gameplay. I'm a gamer. That's why I do this shit. But, you know, I also don't want to give a fuck at what my house looks like, what my cat's doing in the background, or what I'm fucking rocking, right? I'm looking like a bum sometimes, like trying to just make it through life with the rest of you.
I care.
Hey, I
care.
did do
wanna
a
see
partial
what-
face
what
reveal in my
your
last
kitty's
video.
doing.
Though. I did do
Anyway,
a partial face reveal.
hey,
He was
you know
like, I
what
gotta
need to
comb
do?
my
I need-
eyebrows today.
Gotta comb my eyebrows, boy.
I need to go back to that last guy's question because it has to be Legacy of Kain. That series needs to be redone, remade. I love Legacy of Kain. I had to go back.
I hear good things. Yeah.
And then
You
we
never
got.
played it?
Hey, we're not gonna
Oh.
talk about Legacy
Oh.
of Kain. Isn't it like Soul Reaver though? Now that I'll go.
That's one of the games.
Okay.
That's one of the games.
Gotcha. I have played that. SPL.
Space Marine. There we go.
Space Marine.
Warhammer Space Marine, dude. That game is fucking sick.
SP Latman. He says, "Have you all seen?" He says, "Have you all seen the Rift Break game? What is that, Rift Breaker?"
No.
Oh yeah, it's the game. It was from the people that made that X-Morph game I was playing. Same developers that made that, and then Zombie Driver.
Hey,
They make, like, these
X-Morph,
cool games where
Defense
there's-
is fun.
X-Morph, yeah. So it's the same developer, and you build a base and you fight off like hordes from planets you take over. It looks freaking awesome. Day and date on freaking Game Pass. They announced it. I loved X-Morph. I'm diving into Zombie Driver, the same developer. Those guys are super talented. They get so much destructibility, like in the environment and like with the enemies. It's insane, man. So I'm really looking forward to their first kind of like next gen title, which is going to be on Game Pass this summer, like day and date.
All right.
That and Dark
Translation,
Alliance, bro.
X-Morph
Like, hell
Defense
yeah.
is fun.
Dude, X-Morph Defense is sick as fuck.
Yeah,
I got like almost
hopefully
1,000
that answers
achievements
your
on that
question.
damn game.
I'm gonna go back and do it, but it's pretty impressive actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kisu, he does say Forbidden West dropping soon. We don't have a date on that, sir, but yeah, we hopefully will soon. He says Xbox news when? Well, we've been getting Xbox news for months. You guys have been the ones not getting any fucking news, so that's interesting. Hey, Robert, he says, do you think that Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop will be at E3? It'll be interesting to see if that'll play on Microsoft stage. We will have to see. I don't see why it would. I think Bethesda will have a separate little thing, regardless of if they debut certain things at Xbox. We will
Don't those
see.
stay like marketed through PlayStation until they release?
Could be.
At least. Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, so it'll either be a Bethesda event or a PlayStation thing. And who knows, PlayStation might want to be on Bethesda's stage just because they're like, fuck you, guess what? We have Xbox developers working for us. Ah.
I'm kind of changing my stance on Deathloop after playing Returnal with the rinse and repeat, start over when you mess up. Like, hopefully it's more enjoyable. I know a lot of people loved Returnal. I feel like it just didn't do it for me. But nobody asked for my review, but man, I feel bad about that 76 something in tax I paid for.
It is almost $80 now, and D-Batch is over there taking on a loan to get a game in Canada. Shit.
Oh my! Hey, speaking of game, yesterday they had a pop-up sale at one of my local stores. Borderlands 3 for 96 cents. I was like, what?
What?
Yeah, man.
You paid 96 cents for that game?
Yeah,
Hold on.
That's too much.
96 cents. That's a little steep. I'd go 95.
Hey, guess what? I bought
Taco
Zucker that
Bell
game.
gave
He
it to
stood
me
and
with
played
a
it.
barfarito, so they gave it to me with purchase of one barfarito. Here is the game.
Hey, Decimator, by the way, says, guys, thoughts on Sony's bad memory batteries and a good headset recommendation. A50s, I haven't found anything better since, but I haven't tried the new $500 pair. And their memory batteries, we did talk about that. What? We did cover that, right, Colt? Memory batteries inside
like
the
a month
PS5
ago.
that potentially ruin this console in 10 years, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, but don't bring that up next to the DRM thing, or else people's teeth are going to start coming out.
That's a good point, right? They care about DRM
Yeah.
preserving shit, but they didn't give a fuck about that.
I like my Corsair XB75.
Like I said, Xbox is the king of preservation on console. Like the only one that's beating them is the PC. You know, so yeah, it's crazy. But we've moved on, haven't we?
And then we got Solo, the Don. Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, I got my ass kicked in the tournament, by the way. Fuck. I got flashed 3 times in a row with Tyson. He pulled, he just lifted that towel up, and I was done, apparently.
All that practice for nothing.
No, it wasn't
You
even
got-
practice.
yeah.
It wasn't even practice.
What
I'm
a fucking
one of the best
fraud.
people in that tournament. I'm going to go around challenging people that are
Oh,
still
you
in
suck.
it. Just,
I'm one
just
of the
'cause.
best people in that tournament. I got my ass
sorry.
kicked in the
Like,
tournament.
but the guy I went up against was good as well. And with Tyson, man, I just couldn't. It was
Did you have your TV on?
punched and instantly knocked out. Plus I had my TV off. Plus, it was just a bad day. It's cloudy outside. I'm in a bad mood.
Did you forget to connect your internet so you couldn't?
I didn't
play
have
it?
internet, so I could. It was hard to play online. And I went to Microsoft and complained about that. But fuck.
The freaking DRM took you
The
down.
DRM just destroyed my rating and my my I don't have anything for the
We're
end.
horrible.
Dealer looked like Robinson fighting Jake Paul, getting knocked out.
Hey, it was a good fight though. The guy was nothing but class. You know, he's like, I think he bought some pity merch afterwards. It was great. So again, shout out to him.
The guy was nothing but class.
He was,
Suck
man.
ass.
He said, "Let me buy this. Let me buy this whole coat."
Dealer is he's a graceful loser.
Hey,
on
I even told Husk, which he probably
He
put
has
me
to
up
be
against this
graceful a
guy on
lot.
purpose.
Wait, was it Husk that beat you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've only ran
Are
into
you
one
gonna-
person that can really beat me, and that's
Kingsblood?
No, not Kingsblood. Kingsblood ran after the first match like a bitch. And shout out to Kingsblood because I'm hitting him up here and there on Xbox and be like, "Hey man, we play Fight Night." Kingsblood's a friend of mine, right? His name's Garrett.
Yeah.
And we haven't talked in a minute, but yeah, I'm always down for some Fight Night. Kingsblood was supposed to be best 2 out of 3. I looked up after this bullshit after using Ali and shit, and I look up and his feet are crawling over the fence. He's like, "See you later." Got the screenshot. I'm like, this motherfucker. But
I just
Kingsblood
gotta
is
say
funny
that
as hell. man.
Shilly Wonka in the chat is my new favorite name.
I
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
a great one. Yeah.
I like
That's
that.
great.
Chili Wonka. You need some damn candy though. You hear?
I'm not gonna lie.
Everlasting
Yeah, that's a good
Downside.
name.
Chili Wonka. Shout out to you, Chili Wonka. I'm a fan. Not of the movie though. Just of you.
Jeez.
Hey, but yeah, seriously. Let me get back to this and finish this up here. Yeah, I have seen the new boxing game Solo, Dodon, and it looks beautiful, but I'm not convinced it'll play better in Fight Night. So I'm really hoping EA are still coming out with something that would be great. And then Andy Hart, he says, would love to see a Dead Space. Yes, man, we need a Dead Space
that's
Legendary
good, too.
Edition. We need a Dead Space Legendary Edition. A Dead Space 3, I probably played that game more through with friends than any other game in history. I won't even lie. Co-op in
Never
that game
played
is
it.
so fun.
Jesus.
I only
seriously?
played 1 and 2.
Man, the third one wasn't what everyone wanted. It wasn't quite as dark, but it had side missions and stuff. Missions you could only do if you had Carver with you. Things you could only see if you had Carver with you. Like, it was really a difference. And the
EA was
upgrades
banging
and stuff
back
was cool.
then, man.
I don't know. It was 2013, man. I'm pretty sure they had some problems, but
No, I mean they were putting out some pretty cool stuff back then. You know,
Mhm.
I think they worked with Crytek on Crysis 2, which I really enjoyed that game. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, EA worked with them on that. They worked on the Mass Effect trilogy or 2 and 3. Like EA was doing some cool stuff, and the online pass back then. It's great.
Faxes.
Hey, guys, I
That's
got
our last
to
topic.
I got to
Fonz.
get to work.
That's our last topic, Fonz.
Oh,
Nice
I know.
try,
What
though.
is it?
Now
What
tell
is it?
people
What
where
is
they
it?
can find you.
What-
No, that was our last
what
one.
is the-
Perfect timing.
Okay.
As Mike Tyson would
Okay.
say. So tell people
Okay,
where they
well,
can find you, buddy, as part of your outro.
They can
and what you
find
playing.
me. They could find me at Fonzarelli Gaming, and I beat Mass Effect 1 finally, the Legendary Edition. It took me a little while because I didn't have much time to play, working many hours this week. So, but I beat that, and I'm on to Mass Effect 2. I can't wait to dive into that, the GOAT of the franchise. But yeah, you can find me on Fonzarelli Gaming. Do my thing. Got videos there every week.
Hell
And do my show every Sunday. Games Talk Live. Check it out.
Yeah.
4 p.m. Eastern time.
We'll talk
And
shit.
that's it. And thank you for the chat. The chat's been awesome tonight, especially Shilly Wonka with coming to the chat with that name. Amazing. Dealer, Colt, D, Zocker. Thank you guys. I'm glad to do this show every week with you, with all of you. Really appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you
course,
guys
brother.
next time.
All right, brother.
Later.
Be careful out there.
I will.
Drive safe.
Gosh.
Hey,
And he's gone.
speaking of drive safe, oh yeah, fuck Fonz. Anyway, speaking of drive safe, I'm just kidding.
Cool.
I'm just kidding
I'm
because he
not.
said Andy's gone. Let me find something that drives real safe.
Just want you guys to know, dealer talks behind everybody's back.
Yep, that's facts. I say Zachary,
Factual.
nice gentleman.
He's
won't
like,
shut the fuck
Zocker,
up.
great games playing with you, man. You did really good at the tournament. Right when I leave the party, the piece of shit. I'm the best in the tournament. I just lost.
Hey, you know what? It's actually true though. Here,
Uh,
I wanna pin that because I just got a couple people on Twitter asking me where this damn merch is at. It's always under the video and linked down below, guys. So if you want to check out this shirt and many more like it, it's available in a shit ton of colors. And I'm just shilling out to you right now. If you happen to like the show, you want to support the channel, I spent a lot of money to get all this high-end stuff made from Sean Labrie, and a lot of it's minimalist. And if you click on the product, there's a ton of colors you're not seeing that you can look through and mess around with and logo variations. just thank you for what you guys do. Seriously, everyone hit the like, everyone that retweeted and shows up for the show. And we'll have some guests on here soon. I'm finally going through these damn DMs, working all this stuff out. I started doing guest appearances yesterday, so it's a whole process. And, we had some fun on that show, though. We Bleed Green and Wandering Dutch we'll be doing soon and stuff like that when we hit them, sure. And we'll have some guests on again. But, yeah, D-Batch, tell people where they can find you. And what have you been playing, brother?
You can find me on YouTube at D-Batch and at Twitter, of course, D_Batch. Put your notifications on so you can see what's in stock. And videos should be coming soon.
Did you ever get those videos out from last week we was talking about? Huh?
Oh, man, I didn't get I honestly tell you.
You're stuttering?
I know, man. I'm a fraud. No.
There it is.
No, it's just been really hectic, man. But in the nighttime, I have been playing a lot of Resident Evil, and I've been playing it like midnight with the lights off. And I don't know who the hell said that game wasn't scary, because I watch a lot of scary movies. That game has some good, legit jump scares, and just the overall atmosphere. I'm really, really loving the game. I'm taking my time going around and trying to get all the little secrets and all the little things that you need, and it's just an awesome game. Hopefully I'll clear it tonight, and then I'm gonna be playing Biomutant. I got that already preloaded, so after Resident Evil, it's Biomutant. It was a great show. Nice talking with you guys. Thanks for everyone that supports us. Make sure you hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, and just for those, because we always want people, we got people in here like, do a 3-hour show, just fucking stay live all day. Thank you guys. Seriously, though, that's passion. We do appreciate that. Cody's would. What have you been playing, buddy, and where can people find you?
Playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition, finished the first game, near full completion, and then I'm halfway through Mass Effect 2. I forgot how robust that game is. I always thought it was super trimmed down, but it's got a lot of stuff to do, so I've been having a ton of fun with it. I've been doing that, and then I've got my podcast on Monday nights, Xbox Newscast, getting in some guests in there. And
who's coming on?
And I don't have anybody for next week yet, but I've had on Review Tech, Paris, Destin. I had Mr. Matty Plays last night, and we just talked about
why don't you have Montel Williams?
Everything. Montel Williams would be amazing.
Mutual, bitch.
Oh man, I should go get Adam Sessler. Ooh, that's who I should get.
Yeah,
Sessler.
go get Adam Sessler, and then get Luzgug the orc, the headless orc on there. For those who watched last week's show, that shit was hilarious.
Shows up with fucking duct tape around his neck.
You thought you killed me when my head rolled down the hill, huh? I was like, oh my god, Zucker. Seriously, chat, you're awesome. Zucker, did I already get you? I don't remember.
No, Zucker,
never mind. You don't need one. Fuck you. But yeah, right. The Luzgug thing was pretty funny. Tell people where they can find you and what you've been playing, bud.
You can find me on Twitter, Zalker87, YouTube, Zalker87. I've been playing, I actually beat Destroy All Humans, almost 1,000 that shit. Shit's fun. I just had fun with it. I was just playing it in parties when I was talking to Lethal Papa and all that, just hanging out. And then I've been playing Mass Effect 1. I've gotten a couple hours, I think like 8 hours in now. And then I was playing Second Extinction. I played on the Xbox and the PC. That game's, I don't know, man. That game's fun. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I like co-op games. So I had a lot of fun. I was playing it solo and just getting my ass beat by some dinosaurs. And I started playing Man-Eater today because it's on Game Pass, and I've always wanted to play it. Yep.
All right.
Yep. So you're not on the menu. You little dick. Anyways, but that's it. Well, yeah, that's about it, man. And chat, you guys are awesome, and can't wait for next week again to talk. And E3's one step closer, everybody.
Yeah, speaking of E3, shout out to Dark CMF, man. By the way, hit me up on Xbox sometime, man. He says E3 is fun, but yeah, definitely want to see a timeline from Microsoft when it comes to this stuff, because it is a gaming event. He wants to know what the hell is coming and what their idea of what's coming is, right? So apparently they don't know how to do that when they reveal Forza Motorsport, and they're going to release a different Forza before Motorsport. It's kind of weird. Maybe they'll hard reset, like I'm gonna hard reset my Series X when I get on there, because Modern Warfare don't fucking work half the time. I get a dev error. It's weird. So I don't know if it's something to do with because I know someone else. She is on an Xbox One X and a Series Xbox One S, and Modern Warfare 2018 or 2019. That one, phenomenal game. Will load up perfect every time multiplayer. But on Series X, at least, I get in there and it doesn't want to connect, or it'll bring her in the game, not me. Or it'll explode as shrapnel into my family and stuff. So it's not cool. I don't like that kind of stuff. I want Modern Warfare to work because I like it more than Cold War. You can find me on Xbox Live playing Cold War and Modern Warfare at ii_dealer_ii and Twitter at dealer_gaming. And here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. And guys, if you haven't checked out my last video, put a lot of time into it and had some fun with it, guys. So if you have checked it out, let me know. Appreciate you guys.
Face reveal.
And, face reveal. Yeah, partial face reveal in that video. And for those that haven't checked it out, do so. That's the content that I enjoy doing the most. So, the better that stuff does, the more motivated we all are. I think we can all say that as people that make stuff and put 8 hours or more into a video. You want it to be seen. And when it is, it's fucking phenomenal. That's why going to them comments, man, reading them comments did a lot. Because I was like, damn, this video didn't do very well. But the guys that showed up in the comments that said the things they said, that's the stuff that keeps you going,
Yeah. And that face reveal, I didn't know that was a face reveal. I thought that was an ass cheek.
It is.
Never mind.
I got an eyeball.
Fucker!
Bitch.
Yeah, I didn't say anything, Cole.
And when I leave, come together like butt cheeks. We're out.
Peace.
All right, guys, I got to run.
I like how D
actually
has
gonna
no
go
problem
run
at
there.
all with this. He's like, peace.
Yeah.
Butt